Yeah. Let's change that over to that. How about that? That looks better. Welcome to Patrick and the People, the Monday edition, baby. We are here. We are live. Laura is studying this week. She's got a big test coming up. But Luke Shoemaker in the house today. What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
How you doing, man?
Man, just busy but good, dude. Life's good, man. It's been fun.
Yeah? What's been going on with you, man?
A lot of stuff. So I'm this Friday actually first major label cut as a songwriter drops with my dudes in Via Sky. They're putting out a new one under Sony AWOL called Fury, and so it's technically like my first like major label release as a writer.
Oh, hell yeah. That's big time, man. That's dope as hell, man.
Yeah, dude.
You got to be excited about that.
It's wild, man. Yeah, no, I'm stoked for them. I'm stoked to finally, have like a major label thing out,
How did you end up connecting up with them and working with them that way?
So funny enough, there's these cover shows that I do in Nashville, and I met their singer Rich through those cover shows.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we hit it off because we were talking shit about Nashville traffic, and so we wound up like just becoming boys, and then we all went to Chili's that night, and so
it happened over Chili's. That's where it was all born from.
Yeah, Chili's and Nashville traffic, bro.
A good burger will do that for your life, man. That's for damn sure, man. That is great to hear.
Awesome.
It's kind of wild because not to your level, of course. But I had an experience myself this weekend pertaining to songs, and I'm super stoked about it. I think everybody knows that I've been doing some AI songs, really to put on the show and all that. But after I started sending them to you, just messing around, and you kind of gave me a little confidence about the writing, and I started taking it a little more seriously. And this weekend, John LeCompte, the guitarist for Evanescence, picked up one of my tracks and started doing it.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's pretty damn dope.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But I'm pretty stoked about that. And we're gonna do the AI versus artist challenge. And so we've got several bands that are coming on board with it. John Bailey and the Heathen Revival are doing it.
Yep.
I've got Vantage Ruins. I've got who am I not thinking of here? Stays in Vegas is doing it. Akeem Kemp is doing it. So we got everybody on board doing it. So I'm very stoked about that.
That's gonna be sick, dude. Which I'm glad you mentioned the songwriting thing, because all of y'all listening at home, I got to give him his flowers in person on this. Because like he sits over here and he'll text me and he'll be like, "Man, I don't know if this is like solid or not." He'll like second guess himself. The stuff you're writing's good, dude.
It is,
like,
man.
For real, man. I got to give you flowers in front of everybody. So,
man, that's too kind of you to say, man.
No,
I appreciate that.
No, like the two that I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil the surprise.
No, it's good.
but there's two in particular that I literally called you right after. I'm like, this could be a number one on country radio right now.
Yeah, no, I know the one you're talking. That's the one I'm trying to get John Bailey to do. I think they should do it.
Oh, I know they'd be down for it.
I hope so, man. I sent them a message last night and said, man, I really want you guys to do this track. I think it belongs to you for some reason, because I just think they could make it into something, and it's just unusual enough to work.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, man. We get you out to Nashville for a couple days. We get you in the rat rooms with a couple different people. You'll wind up, am
I going to be in Nashville a lot? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I think once a certain announcement about something drops, you probably will be.
Yeah, that's right. I know that's right. I know that's right.
Yeah, buddy.
I know that's right. I know that's right. All right, let's move on to some other stuff. First of all, Chad, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was great, man.
Did you have a lot of clients?
Yes. I got sick Saturday though.
You got sick. What happened, man?
I don't ever get sick, but I just got sick Saturday. I guess I just been overdoing it and stuff. I had to take it easy.
Yeah.
But I'm 100%.
You just been putting too many bonus holes in people?
Yeah, I just got too overwhelmed, I guess, man. Just working too much, family stuff.
That's a lot, though.
It gets to be sometimes. But
sometimes you got to take a mental health break.
Yes.
Today is that day. and you have to get up early and show up here.
That's just a longer time to chill out and take better care of myself today.
I know that's right. All right, let's get to some news you can use. Guys, as always, please chime in wherever you see fit to if you do. And, it wasn't the big one, but a 4.1 earthquake hit L.A. Sunday afternoon. The quake struck about 1, epicenter about 7 miles southwest of Westlake Village. Some smaller ones detected near Malibu, but no damage.
That's just a shake
stuff
to them, isn't it? Like 4.1s, that's not.
No, it's nothing to them. It's like in a rainstorm. It doesn't even. It's
We'd be
probably less
freaking
than
out.
that.
Yeah.
No, you put a 4.1 here. Probably everybody starts going to the grocery store, hitting their
Oh
bunkers.
man, doomsday.
Yeah,
Isn't
right.
isn't there a fault line in Arkansas?
Yeah, a
Yeah, the
bad
New
one.
Madrid fault line, which back in the 1800s it was one of the most powerful earthquakes in the history of the planet.
Right.
It literally made the Mississippi River
Flow
change
backwards.
course. It went
Yeah.
backwards.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's how powerful that was
Yeah.
for some time until
Yeah.
it changed back.
That's wild.
That is
Yeah.
wild.
It's
isn't
hooked
it?
up with like that the geysers, is it not? The state park and all
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if it
No.
goes, like it's all gonna go and everything.
No,
go to hell.
it's not. It wouldn't. No, it wouldn't be good if it went.
No.
It goes right under. It goes right through Southwest Little Rock.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, it just cuts through the middle of the state. So, no,
No
it
good.
definitely wouldn't be. All right, let's see. The Department of Health and Human Services is offering all employees a voluntary buyout. This weekend, administration officials confirmed all 80,000 employees were offered a voluntary separation incentive payment of $25,000 on Friday night. Last month, RFK said he had a list of staffers at the department he'd like to see removed. Skywatchers in for a treat this week as a blood moon will phase into a total lunar eclipse. That lunar event starts Thursday night and goes through the early hours of Friday with totality at 2:26 a.m.
So that's why people in Nashville been acting crazy.
That must be it. Yeah,
That's
that's
gonna look
it.
sick though, man. Like a red moon, like that.
Yeah, they say the dust and cloud cover will determine how red the eclipse will appear, while the total lunar eclipse won't require special equipment to watch. A telescope or binoculars would give you a better view. Staying away from city lights helps too. So this is kind of wild. Meryl Streep and Martin Short continue to have dates after saying they're not romantically linked, but apparently they were pulling up to SNL in the same car. So that's such a weird combination.
Sneaky link.
Meryl Streep and Martin Short. It's just not one you think
That's
of.
a wild one.
It is, isn't it, man? I guess being funny matters.
Right.
Another week, another round of Tesla vandalism. Look, I understand you don't like Elon Musk, but you understand if you're vandalizing Teslas and dealerships, you're not hurting Elon, you're hurting the people in your community.
Right.
This time, the incidents happened in Oregon. Police say at least 7 shots were fired at the dealership, with one of the bullets going through a wall and a
Wow.
computer monitor. Meanwhile, last week, a guy was arraigned for throwing Molotov cocktails at another dealership. Similar incidents across the country as people are mad at Elon Musk for working for the government right now. Gene Hackman, he passed away. There's been a lot of speculation as to why, what happened. And it is really weird, but he passed away on February 18th from a heart condition and Alzheimer's, according to the autopsy. No sign of trauma. They did note a history of heart surgeries and prior heart attacks. His wife had died about a week earlier from hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. That's a rare disease. The couple and one of their dogs were found in separate rooms. So here's kind of how they say they think it went. First of all, she put the dog in a kennel, and then she died. She died about a week before he did. Now, it sounds weird because you might think, is he walking around
Right.
the house with her body in it?
Right.
That's a maybe. He did have severe Alzheimer's, but there were 3 homes on the property.
They said they probably never knew she was dead.
Yeah, I don't think that he was aware of it. It just was coincidental. They died,
But
within days of one
The
another.
stuff that she died from, that weird disease.
Yeah.
They said that's caused from rodents. Did
Yeah,
you see
rodent
that? That's
poop.
wild, man. Like, I heard that. I was like,
Yeah, I wonder if their house was a hot
Infested,
mess.
yeah, like,
I
that's
don't
wild,
know, man.
man.
I mean, he was like 95, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, she was only like 65. All right, Americans love beer. New research cracks open the favorite brands across the country. The report reveals our preferences for a cold one, and maybe the results will surprise you. Let's see. They analyzed data from YouGov's popularity ratings, Google Trends in all 50 states. And so what they come up with, the most popular beer brand in the U.S., number 1, Miller.
no. Well, yeah. That's a dad beer for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the old, like 40 years old.
Yeah,
You see them
no, I
drinking
got you.
Millers. But I see Corona way down. That upsets me.
Okay. Coors is number 2, followed by Guinness, Heineken, Busch, Bud, Bud Light, Blue Moon, and Corona.
I'd rather have a Corona than a Blue Moon
But
or a Heineken.
I think Modelo is the best-selling beer in America right now.
Probably so. That is popular right now.
Yeah, it's super popular.
The bad thing is I'm the worst authority on that stuff because I just never I don't have anything against drinking, but I just don't usually. And so whenever I do
either.
drink, I'm the biggest lightweight on the planet.
Oh,
No, I am
Yeah.
too. I'm a really shitty drinker.
Yeah.
I'm just not good at it.
I
I've
ain't
tried
either.
so many times. I'm such a fail at drinking.
I mean, it's cheaper that way, but
Yeah, no, I'm a cheap date. The problem is the date's going to go south if you get me drunk. I'm one of those people who, if you keep me drinking, don't give me too much, but you may just keep a couple shots an hour in me,
Yep.
I'll go for a long, long time. But if you get me drunk and you stop drinking, I'm going to sleep within an hour. You can bet it. I'll
tell
lay
you
it right down.
the last time I got buzzed, I got a hold of the touch tunes in this bar and put the Star Wars soundtrack on.
People hated your guts, man. What is this shit, man? United Auto Workers President Sean Fain supports Trump's new tariffs on Canada and Mexico, aiming to protect American jobs. The president of the UAW described the situation as a crisis, saying the tariffs are an attempt to stop the bleeding. The UAW had long opposed the NAFTA and USMCA, blaming them for job loss. They did acknowledge that tariffs alone won't solve the problems, but he does consider it a significant factor in addressing the challenges and says they're not the end solution, but they're a huge factor in fixing it. Yeah, I think that long term these tariffs probably will play out as a good thing. We'll see, but it looks like they could. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, yeah. This guy I guess he just wanted to die. Secret Service agent shot a man near the White House early yesterday morning after he showed a weapon during a confrontation. Authorities got information about a potentially suicidal individual traveling from Indiana to D.C. They located his vehicle. They soon found him nearby. They approached, he pulled out a firearm, that led to the shooting, and he was smoked, and that was that. So he wanted to die by police, and he did. A small plane carrying 5 people crashed in the parking lot of the Brethren Village Retirement Community in Manheim Township. That had to be an exciting moment.
This is getting wild.
Yeah, the plane thing, and what's crazy is I fly all the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah, I'm
so
not-
it trips me out.
Man.
I know it does, but let me just tell you, I just saw the other day, because I've been with everybody on this, but statistically, we are much lower than any other year. Like 2 years ago, we were at 85. We have like 42 right now.
Really?
Yeah, so it's
They're just bringing more attention
they're
to
just
it right
bringing
now.
more attention to it. That's right. Everybody's focused in on it. But it says that nobody was injured. Well, that's good. The single-engine Beechcraft Bonanza veered left, descended nose first, resulting in a fireball on impact. It looks like it hit several dozen cars as it was coming down.
Imagine being in a parking lot and seeing an airplane coming down.
No, that'd be the wildest
insane,
shit you'd
man.
ever seen in your life.
Hell
wouldn't it?
yeah, it'd be like the closest thing to war.
Yeah, that would be insane, man. You ever had something just, that big happen around you, something blow up, something happen like
Oh
that?
man, back in when I was young, there was a gas station in Conway that a semi had went off the interstate and hit the off ramp and went across the highway right there and hit the gas
Hit
station.
the pumps?
And blew up, and we felt
Really?
the blast. And my house was like 2 miles away, and we felt the
Wow.
blast. It was insane.
That's
yeah.
wild,
It was
man.
a big deal. in
Yeah,
Conway.
I
It's
bet it was.
wild
I bet
back,
that
probably
put up a big
15, 20.
fireball.
Yeah, it was big.
So that was like 15, 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
that's the closest I've ever been to something like that.
That's pretty damn
That was
crazy.
bad.
I've never seen that happen. How about yourself?
I was sitting here just trying to think if I've seen anything that I've pulled up on stuff immediately after it's happened.
Right.
Type deal, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to think on it.
All right, no, that's you come back to me on that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. They contained the brush fire over on Long Island yesterday, so that's good. Here's a customer at a CarMax dealership in Inglewood, California.
Man.
Drove his SUV into the showroom, hurt 8 people, 2 critical, 6 minor. The incident began after the customer's vehicle appraisal led to a dispute.
He was like not having it.
Yeah, no, he was apparently pissed off and just said, screw it.
He drove inside and just started doing donuts and he was just wrecking shop.
I don't
man.
think that's going to help your appraisal value
No,
on
it
your
went
vehicle.
down. I think it went down a little bit.
Is this the same one that wound up on TikTok the other day?
Probably because it was
Yeah,
all over the
yeah.
news, like the video of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he got out of his
was
car
an
and
SUV.
stormed out of it and all that type
It was
deal.
wild, man.
Yeah.
Kimberly Birch, fiance of faster Pussycat singer, I don't know how you say it, Tame Down, was presumed to have died last week after she went overboard on a Royal Caribbean cruise. It was unclear at the time how she went over, and there was a lot of speculation, but a video shows that Birch jumped. On top of that, former host of MTV's Headbangers Ball, Ricky Rockman, shared on social media that he's been in touch with Down and that there's video of her committing suicide, and he was cleared of all charges. So I guess a lot of people were theorizing whether he pushed her over the edge of the cruise ship, but no, that's the last way I'm going to try to end my life.
Man, no, yeah, that's horrible.
I mean, first of all, it's not fun to hit the water from that height, but if you do survive, you're either going into the engines or into
It's going to
sharks.
suck you underneath that thing, I think.
Or if you're not lucky enough to get sucked into the engine, sharks are going to get you.
Yeah, you're going to sit out there and be miserable and drown and get eaten by sharks. That's horrible way
No,
to
that's
go,
no. You give me something else.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson's Mickey 17 was number one at the box office this weekend.
Great movie.
Is it?
Oh, it's a great movie. Yeah.
What's it about?
It's basically like a sci-fi thing where he exists like probably 40, 50 years in the future, and like it's like a real dystopian kind of thing, and he winds up on a ship, and basically his job is he's what's called an expendable, where he's basically a glorified stunt double. Like if something happens to him and he winds up getting like unalive type deal, they just reprint him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
And the story kind of further progresses from there. But like I live at the movie theater in Nashville, basically, and so I'm at the movies every week.
If you dig that, and you may have seen it already, but there's a movie I just watched yesterday. Sometimes, man, especially on Sunday, I get in the mood to watch things that take chances on things. I'm just like, let me see what this is about. So I watched a movie called Boss Level.
I don't think I've heard of
Boss
that one.
Level. That sounds like a good movie.
Man, you got to watch it. I was surprised at how good it was.
Yeah.
Check that movie out.
Was it a Tubi movie?
No, it's I saw it on Hulu actually. Yeah, but it's a good one.
Level.
Yeah, Boss Level. It's got Frank Grillo in it. I don't know if you know who he is.
Oh yeah, he was in what you call Captain America, Winter Soldier. And Civil
he's
War
been in a lot of things, man. He's
Yeah.
really good, and the movie was a lot of fun for sure. So I like that. I'll tell you one that I did enjoy him, but the movie it's called 65 with is it Adrian Brody maybe that's in it? Yeah, and he goes back in time and he ends up finding this girl, and it's just a weird movie, but it was cool, but I didn't like the end really. It was just kind of like, oh, that's it?
Yeah.
That's it? I thought something more would happen. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Well, the James Bond thing, you know how that Disney picked up, Marvel, and they picked up Star Wars and all that, and some people say they ruined it. I do think they ruined Star Wars, but Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos reportedly spared no expense to push out longtime James Bond producer Barbara Broccoli after she called Amazon execs idiots. Bezos got on the phone and said, I don't care what it costs, get rid of her. This move gives Amazon full creative control over 007 for the first time, ending the Broccoli family's 6-decade reign. Fans are not thrilled.
Fixing to say.
Well, they fear that they're going to ruin the franchise. Former James Bond Daniel Craig says his respect, admiration, and love for Broccoli and her team remain constant. As for the next Bond, Aaron Taylor Johnson, still the front runner for many fans, but no announcement yet at all. Look, Keanu Reeves, he's starting to be like Elon. He does so many things you don't even know.
Yeah.
Because you think about Elon, he's got all these different businesses, and you're like, how the hell does he have time? Well, Keanu's obviously a big-time actor and does a lot of movies. He owns a company, him and his partner, that make very cool motorcycles.
Yes.
He's in a band, too, I think.
He is in a band.
Yeah.
Did you know that he has a very successful comic book?
No.
Yes, he does. Justin Lin, director of films like F.9 and Star Trek Beyond, set to direct the Netflix adaptation of Keanu Reeves' hit comic Berserker. Reeves will star in the film as Berserker himself, follows an immortal warrior known only as B, fighting battles on behalf of the U.S. government deemed too violent and too dangerous for anyone else, in exchange for answers about his cursed existence. The comic's been a big success. It sold over 3.5 million copies worldwide. And the novel, The Book of Elsewhere, became a New York Times bestseller last year. So this will probably be yet another huge Keanu Reeves franchise. You know, because you thought after his kind of a gap after Neo, maybe, you know, he'd seen the best of his career. Then he got wicked up, baby. And he said he's done with that now. But, man, what a great series.
Well, he died. Did he not die?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
But, you know, these days, they'll make any reason to bring somebody back.
He wasn't really dead.
Yeah.
Well, I know he's in the spinoff coming up, too. They're doing the spinoff around that girl, and he's, like, in the preview for that.
For what is it now?
It's in the John Wick universe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's about this girl, and the preview looks great.
That's awesome.
I think it takes place before, like, his death in the series. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. A grandfather in Louisiana got in trouble at a school during a tornado warning. Gary Finner, 70, tried to pick up his kid at a Caddo Parish High School. Staff told him he couldn't take the kid because of safety rules during the storm, and he got mad. He allegedly charged at a deputy with an umbrella and threatened to kill him. The deputy used his taser on Finner, but the grandpa stood back up and kept fighting. That's a bad...
Get him, Grandpa.
He like a WW2 dude. He was like, "That's the best you got, Sonny.
No,
you ain't shit."
He pulled up and there's like, "It's okay. I'm a volunteer firefighter."
Right. Finner was checked out at the hospital, then charged with battery of a peace officer resisting arrest and some other things.
He was probably proud to take that charge.
Yeah, right? He probably was. When it comes to committing arson, there's a right and wrong way. A man in Riverside County, California, tried the wrong way. Security video showed him pouring gasoline on a parked car and lighting it, but right after it started, it spread to his clothes and he caught on fire. He ran away still burning and later showed up at a hospital with serious burns. He'll be charged with arson after he recovers. So
wow,
that's wild.
Yeah. Sitting in there,
that's
up and then get thrown in jail. Like that sucks.
That's what should happen to you, man. To be honest with you. All right, let's see. Let's talk about the NHL trade deadline. They got some winners and losers. The winners: Brad Marchand, Seth Jones, and Nico Sturm all leave cellar dwellers, land a position to play meaningful postseason hockey. The Avalanche have built up their team all season. They just added Brock Nelson and Charlie Cole before the deadline expired. Mikko Rantanen, a trade to Dallas, put him back together with teammates from the Four Nation faceoff, bumped his salary, and he avoids income tax in Texas. That's good. And then Vegas returns Riley Smith. Tampa Bay reunites with Yanni Gourde. Colorado welcomes back Eric Johnson. Winnipeg gets Brandon Tanev. And Detroit returns Peter Mrazek.
Have you ever watched a hockey game?
Yeah, I have. And they're pretty fun. I wish that I had gotten into it earlier in life.
I like the one they play every year where it's outside. That's the only one I ever really watched.
Yeah?
That's
that is
cool
dope.
to me, man. Like, that's the only one I really watch. But, yeah, that's cool.
This was one of the most dominant games I've ever seen in my life. Jokic made history Friday night as the Denver Nuggets beat the Phoenix Suns 149-141 in overtime. He became the first ever NBA player to post a triple-double with at least 30 points, 20 boards, and 20 assists.
It's insane.
The 22 assists he got was an NBA record for a center and a personal record for Jokic. His seventh 15-15-15 of the season ties the season-long record held by Oscar Robertson, and that triple-double was his 29th of the season.
You don't hear Oscar Robertson comparison to that much at all.
No.
Like, that's badass.
No, it really is. It really, really is. Part of the magic of March Madness is when a team that's never made the big dance gets in. Before Coach Brian Barone arrived in 2019, Southern Illinois University Edwardsville had never finished a season with a record over 500. On Saturday, they beat Southeast Missouri State 69-48, making them the conference champs and punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament. So watch those guys. It's a first ever for them, and that's pretty cool.
I love March Madness.
Yeah, it's always fun, man. March Madness is
we need to get
really
us a
great.
Patrick and the people bracket going, man.
No, I know that's right. We should do that. Let's do that.
Man. We
All right.
Put some money on this stuff.
Yeah,
man.
let's do it. Let's do it. Let's
At
put
least
it
a 20
together.
spot or something, man.
Okay, we'll put it together.
We got this.
Let's do that. The NCAA tournament is around the corner, but number 7 Alabama, in advance of that, defeated top-ranked Auburn 93-91.
That was a good game, man. I seen that one.
An OT buzzer beater Saturday in the regular season finale. Mark Sears drove down the paint, hit a floater while the clock went out to give the Tide a huge victory. He had just 9 points, but he scored the most important two, I
think
guess.
there was 3 that day, buzzer beaters.
Yeah.
Arkansas had one. They had one. And I think Duke had one. All 3 that same
Really?
day on Saturday.
That's wild,
Yeah.
man. That is
Some
wild.
good games.
All right, and I thought we'd talk about this for a second because
Bucky.
yeah,
he's on board.
everybody's excited about this, man.
That is my home away from home.
I hear you. Well, I want to hear more about that. Hold on. Great news for Bucky's fans in Central Arkansas.
Yes.
The Travel Center and Gas Station chain is set to have groundbreaking April 16th at 2 p.m. in Benton.
Of course, y'all would wait till I moved to Nashville.
That's right. That's what we did on purpose. We had a meeting. The groundbreaking's been months in the making after officials with Bucky's confirmed they would be opening a location in Saline County during the Salt Bowl at War Memorial. Several officials will be in attendance, and there could even be a surprise appearance from Bucky the Beaver.
That just sounds weird, don't it?
Yeah, that's always a surprise appearance when you see the beaver.
Bucky the Beaver.
Anytime you see the beaver, it's a surprise, isn't it? It's like, wow, I didn't expect that.
Full costume.
The location in Benton will be the first in Central Arkansas. The opening of the second location has been announced in West Memphis.
Uh-oh.
No confirmed opening dates yet for either. Like you said, uh-oh.
Yeah, West Memphis.
Well, you know.
You got to have a pistol at that one, man, brother.
They may be strapped behind the counter. So you like Bucky's.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Where do you frequent the Bucky's at?
So for me, it's anytime I'm up in anytime I'm passing through Kentucky, because Kentucky's only about 45 minutes to an hour away from Nashville.
Okay.
But there's times I'm going to Louisville, or I did a run with Josie Scott up in Ohio last year,
Yeah.
so we passed right through there. But there's a Bucky's just right there as soon as you cross into Kentucky, and it's massive, dude.
What's it about, man? Tell me what's Bucky. Why do you like it?
Man, so I mean, the bathrooms.
Man.
It's like when you're on the road and you're doing the thing,
Yeah.
that clean stall might be your only moment of privacy. So
Yeah.
that in and of itself is nice. But then just the food and the merch and just it's a vibe.
What all do they have besides?
What
I
do
mean,
they
I know
not
they're
have,
so
man?
big.
Yeah.
Is it just a super convenience store? Do they have a lot of other stuff that normal stores wouldn't?
The best way I know, I actually was just talking to somebody about this the other day. The best way I know how to describe it is if Walmart, Waffle House, and Bass Pro had a baby.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's a
Oh,
very,
no
very
one-
good description, man.
Yeah.
No
That's
wonder
awesome.
people want to go there.
Oh, dude, yeah.
If Walmart, who?
Waffle House, and
Waffle
Bass
House
Pro.
and oh yeah, that's
Dude,
a
I'm
hell. That's
telling, he
potent
nailed it
combo.
on that. That's spot on too, man.
I hear they have some food products people really like.
Man,
Oh, dude, I go crazy over the cookie dough bites.
they got some awesome stuff.
Yeah,
Every time I'm pulling up, I'm at least spending $30 every time
Oh
I
yes,
go in
at
there.
least.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I could see that, man. I mean, I'm intrigued by it. I know everybody's been stoked about it, but I've never been to one.
Yeah.
And you never know who you run into over there too, man. Like one of my best buds, Cadence, he ran into Adam from 3 Days Grace over there the other day.
Really?
In Kentucky.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, because Adam lives in Nashville.
Oh,
And
okay.
so Adam, I guess, and then he was coming back to town, and he stopped at the Bucky's over there, and so yeah.
Wow, that's wild, man. How cool would it be to run into him at the Bucky's,
But
man?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
so
dude.
packed inside, like you hardly don't see. I ain't seen anybody,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
straight up.
is it packed all
Yeah,
the
it's
time?
like
all the
shoulder
time.
to shoulder,
Yeah,
non-stop in that place, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see who's saying what from the people. Little Doggy said good morning. That's Mike Woodall.
Little dog.
Oh, what's up?
Tasha Mack said good morning. What's up,
Morning.
Tasha? Little Doggy said I was at the light at Geyer Springs in Baseline when that Exxon exploded right next to me. That's crazy.
It's wild.
The craziest thing I've seen was on the freeway, one car driving up a wall, flipping and sliding on its side right next to me.
Damn.
Another one was an 18-wheeler completely smashed a small truck between the wall. Yeah, that's wild to see for sure. That is wild. That's Brandon said that. Let's see. Mike said, I was standing at Larry's Pizza downtown with Eddie Fletcher and Corey Jackson when a truck came up the off-ramp and hit the bridge like 40 feet away from us. Dude was going like 70. He drove off. That is wild. Tasha said Bucky's is the Walmart of gas stations.
Straight
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Good morning, CJ. Let's see. Yeah, I was there yesterday, Steven said. Oh, you were at Bucky's yesterday, Steve? What were you just driving, where were you at when you were at Bucky's? I'd like to know more about that. Tell us about it, man. All right, let's get to this right now real quick. If you're looking for a vehicle, and you might be, maybe, summer coming up, you want to get out and you want to have some fun, and that jalopy you got's not getting the job done for you anymore. That's okay. We got a solution. I know what you're saying. This pandemic thing, my credit, Just stop. Fitz Auto's got you. They'll get you in a late model, low mileage vehicle, even if you've had difficult credit history. They're not going to gouge you on rates. They're not going to gouge you on down payments. They are fair. You buy there, you pay there, but they report to the credit bureau, and that helps you get reestablished. And that's what you want, man. So look, you can go down in person, 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock. They've been there for 40 years. Predominantly word of mouth advertising is what's done it. Or if you're like, you know what, I'm not even sure I can get approved. Let me save you some time. Go to fitzauto.com. You can get pre-approved online. It won't even hit your credit. It will not affect your credit in any way. Go get pre-approved online at fitzauto.com. Find out. And then you can look at their vehicles because they put all their vehicles on there, pictures, all the mileage, all the facts about them, the price, everything is on there. Take a look at it. Trust me, my family's gotten 7 vehicles from Fitz Auto, and there's a reason why. They're just that damn good, man. So get with them if you get a chance and give them a try. All right. I think food is a topic we all like here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the worst food crimes. This comes from Reddit, where all good things are. We all have our favorite food combinations, some of which may not appeal to the masses. A Reddit post asked, what's the worst food crime you've seen anybody commit? Hundreds upon hundreds have chimed in. Here are some of them. This person said, whenever my dad goes on a diet, he eats post-apocalyptic stuff to keep his calorie intake low. I saw him empty out a can of Spam, cut the giant cube in half, and microwave it for a minute. That was his dinner.
Oof. That's horrible.
That's the worst, man. Listen, I respect the commitment, but damn, man, I mean,
that's horrible.
Half a cube of Spam might be one of the worst things you could possibly eat, even if you're trying to lose weight.
See, the bad thing is I'm guilty on some of the not stuff like that, but I've got the palate of a 5-year-old.
Oh yeah, you're a chicken nugget guy.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, no, chicken nuggies, little mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, fries.
Here's a life hack for you. You remember that old gas station that used to have like the Burger King with the shell connected?
Yes.
Over there by Guitar Center and all that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So life hack: Burger King chicken fries with strawberry milk.
No, sir. That is a food crime.
I'm telling you, bro.
No, that's a food crime.
Food crime.
That's a felony food crime right there. Not as bad as this one. This one might be a death penalty food crime. Pop-Tarts with salsa.
That is sickening.
No, that's wrong on so many levels. One of my friends growing up would eat Big Mac layer by layer. Like he would take the bun off, eat it, put the topping on the first patty, eat the middle bun, and so on. Yeah, no, I would. That's a serial killer. Get away from him.
You want to know McDonald's life hack?
Okay, I'm ready.
So here's what you do.
Yeah.
You have to go into the restaurant. You can't do this on the app, but you also can't go to the cashier either. You have to go to the ticket, not ticket kiosk, but just like the touchscreen kiosk.
Okay, the order kiosk.
Yeah, and what you're gonna do, you're gonna order 11 meatless hamburgers, and the reason you do that, for every meatless hamburger you order, it gives you a 10-cent credit.
Okay.
So by the time you get to the 12th burger, those credits actually cancel it out, and you get the 12th burger for free, and you just happen to get 11 extra sets of buns too.
Yeah, is that right?
You literally don't pay for any of it.
No way.
That's
crazy, man.
They might have fixed it since the last time I did
That's
it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Here's a legitimate McDonald's thing you may never have thought about, and I don't do it very often anymore because I've had to change my diet a little bit. But I discovered a few years back that if you ask for bacon on your Big Mac, they'll do it, and it's absolutely freaking stupid good.
Oh yeah.
No, it makes it way better. What does bacon not make better?
Right.
This person said a friend methodically peeled a large orange, hollowed out a Costco muffin, placed the orange inside, and ate the muffin like a sandwich.
Okay.
No. No, just no. My friend dips apples in ketchup.
That's weird.
That's not a friend. That's an enemy, and you should get rid of him. I watched my brother-in-law make guacamole with mayonnaise. I never recovered.
Oh no, man.
Oh,
That's
That's foul.
Oh God.
I'll tell you a food crime. There was one time when I was a little kid, and one of my grandparents, they said, "Oh, hey, we're gonna make cinnamon rolls in the morning." I'm
Yeah.
getting super excited for it. Well, I'd never heard of the concept of orange flavored cinnamon rolls,
Oh yeah.
and that's what they did.
Yeah.
So I go to take a big old bite of it, and I taste orange and not cinnamon. I'm like, "What the hell is this?" It was the worst thing ever.
The orange Danishes?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I loved those as a kid, but I hear you on that. If
Yeah.
you weren't expecting it, that might be a mess. Yeah.
So,
Let's see. A coworker put prime rib in the microwave to finish cooking. No. My cousin puts ice in his milk. My dad did that.
Man, I know people that do that, man. That's weird too.
It waters it down.
Yeah,
It makes it
that's
turns it
nasty.
into immediately 1%.
Like skim milk, yeah.
what kind of milk guy are you? Like
Whole
I'm
milk.
I'm a blue cap 2%er.
I got a whole.
I gotta go whole.
Yeah.
You go whole's a little too spicy.
Gotta
for
have
me.
whole. If I'm gonna drink milk, it's gotta be the
It's
real
delicious. It's just a little too much sugar for the whole milk for me.
I can go through about half gallon a day.
Oh no, I could. I know
Yeah.
milk's it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to back away from that hardcore because I do like, especially man. Don't give me chocolate milk. I'll never
stuff.
stop.
Oh man,
Oh,
I got
dude,
some
yeah.
Nesquik in the.
Shut
I've
your
been
damn
tearing that
mouth,
stuff
man.
up.
Don't even start talking about it. My husband's best friend eats peanut butter on cold pizza.
What?
Man,
You were abused as a child.
These people have problems, man.
They're the reason they put instructions on shampoo bottles.
That's exactly right, man.
Spaghetti and mayo. That's nasty too, man.
Tuna on baked potatoes with beans.
What?
Why?
I'm calling the police.
Yeah, I would absolutely.
Like
call,
some of
I'd
this
call
stuff,
911 if I
Sometimes
saw
it's
that.
like some people that are poor and we kind of mix stuff. This is just horrible though.
What did you have poor people food
Well,
as a
like
kid?
yeah, like and it still carries on. Me and my wife still make ghetto nachos. Like it's
What
just
is
like,
that? What is that?
I just grabbed
Tell me.
some regular like tortilla chips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Throw some 3 cheese on there and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And some Taco Bell hot sauce and just pour it all over.
Okay. That's it.
It's
That's
really really
no
good when
meat.
you're stoned about 12 o'clock.
No meat.
No meat.
Oh no, I
Just
need
ghetto.
No, that's I
A
get
lot
it.
of time you don't have meat.
No, I mean, when I was broke, I would have loved that.
Right.
I'm sure. How about you, man? Did you have any, cheap, sorry things that you ate when you were a kid?
I was actually sitting here trying to think about that. I mean, I've always eaten pretty good, so I mean, I've always eaten pretty good.
No, that's good for you, man.
Yeah,
No, that's great.
trying to think. I mean, I'll tell you another food hack that I have.
Got some hacks, man.
Now you don't dip this food in this drink. You just eat this food and you drink this drink. But it's the strawberry milk again, and you eat Cheeto Puffs.
Oh man.
Man, I don't know who hurt you, man.
Man.
Where's that doll at? I want you to point to it. Oh, he's over there. Steven said that at Bucky's, the cheesecake burrito is where it's at.
Steve ain't lying. Yeah.
The cheesecake
Pretty legit,
burrito.
yeah.
That, I don't even like burritos, but that sounds like something I'd have to
They
try.
got some wild
Straight
stuff
up.
in there, man.
No,
the
they-
brisket is really good. The barbecue,
Yeah.
they're yelling there.
We're-
Hot brisket. That's what they yell, hot
Oh, the
brisket.
fresh
brisket.
on board.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that
Oh,
shit's
every
They
fire,
got
though.
brisket?
Dude, that's
Oh, yeah.
fire brisket too, man.
Well, now, where are you going to Bucky's at?
On the way to Florida every year, we hit it.
Oh.
There's a huge one. It's got like 100 pumps. I think like the one he's talking about.
Where at?
Yep, absolutely.
I think it's like right there by Orange Beach, somewhere in that area on the way to Florida.
Oh, I
okay.
know the one you're talking about. I've been to that one before.
Yeah, there's a big one, man.
Man, there's like y'all should get little like pins for each
Oh,
Bucky's
you need
you
'em,
go
man.
to.
Yeah.
Like
So-
They should
Bucky's
have 'em, man.
location collectibles.
It's funny you mentioned me and some buddies of mine in Nashville are all talking about getting a matching tattoo where it's Bucky holding the Chili's logo because we're always going to Bucky's and Chili's.
Chili's is the shit, man.
Yeah, I love
Chili's
dude.
For just a regular day, their burger is the best to me.
Oh, dude, anytime I'm flying somewhere.
And their skillet queso too.
Oh,
That skillet queso is fire.
Fire, man. And their Southwest egg rolls for that matter. I like those too.
anytime I'm flying somewhere, the moment I see a Chili's in the airport,
Yeah.
after I make it
I'm
past
in.
TSA, oh, yeah.
No, I'm in on that. Now I will tell you, as I've said many times, the greatest burger I've ever had. The other day we had a great burger from the
That
Burger
looked good.
Chef.
That thing was
That
big,
burger was
massive.
fire.
Yeah.
That burger was fire.
Massive. It was bigger.
No, it was
huge,
so
man.
good, man. But My favorite burger is Guy Fieri's on the Carnival Cruise.
Oh,
No,
man.
yeah.
I ate so many of them damn things
Bro,
on that thing cruise, man.
I quit going anywhere but Guy's for
Man,
food.
them
I was like
fries,
breakfast,
I was
lunch,
eating
dinner.
fries for, yeah.
I didn't give a damn,
I was
man.
tearing that shit up.
No, I would go on a cruise just to eat Guy Fieri's. I've been thinking about it for about 3
And
months
that's the
now.
only place I've ever seen that restaurant.
No, because that's the only place
I
he
didn't
has
know.
it that I know of.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like,
And that's what I'm
the
saying.
hell is this? But
I don't
was-
even want to go on a cruise, but I want to eat Guy Fieri, so I may do it anyway.
I'd say if you're looking for a good burger, like Arkansas local though,
Yeah.
there's a restaurant I've been going to literally ever since I was a kid, Buffalo Grill.
Yeah.
Buffalo Grill has one
They
of
have
the best
fire.
burgers. Oh, dude, it's so good. I've been going there
I
like
hadn't been
legit
there in a
since I was
minute.
5.
I need to go over there. I hadn't been there in quite some time, so I need to go check them out for sure.
Yeah, I went there just one of the last times I was back in town and all that. And yeah, every time I'm in town, I try to hit Buffalo Grill at least once. It's so good.
All right. Listen, would you like to get a crowler? That's 32 ounces of beer for a $5. Yeah, I think you would. Head over to 402 East 9th Street. That is where Stone's Throw Brewing is. And look, they've got crowlers today, 32-ounce can to go. Any beer they have. There are no exclusions like the other breweries have. They've got 14 beers on tap. Walk in, tell them the one you want. You're going to get you a $5 crowler today.
What's up?
That is what's up. And they'll give you another 10% off if you just tell them you heard it on the show. So now you're going to get a crowler for $4.50.
That's even better.
That's a pretty damn good deal. So
awesome.
yeah, head over there and seat there. And he's good people. He's always got something good going on. They've got some amazing beers. Matter of fact, I need to call him and get him in this Friday maybe and find out what his
He's
new
coming
beer
Friday.
of
I
the
want
week.
some of that chocolate beer if he comes Friday.
You want some of that chocolate beer? I know you do. Everybody does, man. You know what? It's weird because I had that and it was so good. You know, you think chocolate, you think thick,
Yeah.
but it's not at all. And it's real crisp. And it was not overly sweet, but just enough.
I want to
you know?
try it.
Man, it's worth trying. I'll say that. All right. Let's talk for a minute about phones for a second. Everybody's got them these days, I think. So a new study from the University of California, San Fran, indicates that preteens with greater exposure to certain type of tech could be at a higher risk of developing manic symptoms. This was published in the Journal of Psychiatry. So young people who spend more time engaged with social media, texting, videos, and video gamers were more likely to have inflated self-esteem, decreased need for sleep, rapid speech, racing thoughts, impulsiveness, behaviors characteristic of manic episodes. The study underscores the importance of healthy screen use habits early. What do you think? I mean, you've got kids.
I do, but man, I played like crazy when I was a kid, and all this stuff they didn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like we played the hell out of some video games. I get they're more violent and stuff now, and stuff,
Yeah.
but we were fine.
Yeah,
you know?
what about the phone time, though? What about, all the phone time
I
for
mean,
the kids? Do
I
you
always think it's healthier if you put your phone down and go outside and play basketball or something like that. But I mean, that's what these kids do. That's part. That's part of their life. Like
it's
it's part of their body. Like it stays attached to my son. Like,
Yeah. What about how do you use? How often do you watch everything on your phone? Do you view Noah and Tyler rarely turn on a television?
Right.
Almost
right.
everything they do is on their phone,
Yes.
unless they're streaming it to the television. How about you?
You know, I still watch a decent amount of TV, but there's also a lot of stuff I do on my phone too. I mean, in particular, like with like the music stuff, having to stay in touch with management and other co-writes, and
Right.
just all the music stuff. I wind up staying strapped to this thing. But next couple of days since I'm in town, I'm taking like a total phone detox, so I can just kind of get away from it for a couple of days.
yeah.
But I've got a couple of different schools on thought though when it comes to kids with phones, because you want to prevent some of the mental stuff and all that. But at the same time though, even though I don't have any kids, if I had a kid and let's say the kid was at high school and God forbid something just insane happened, I would hate for them to not have the means to get a hold of me.
Man,
you know
that
what
is
I mean?
the wildest law they're trying to do with this. No schools.
Oh, no phones
kids.
in the school.
Yeah, man, they need that. Man.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's not going to fly in most places for the reason that you're saying.
Yeah.
I think that the unfortunate advent of school shootings Parents want kids to have a
Right.
phone in case of something like that happening where they can reach them. I'm not sure that it would make a difference if they did, but
But as
either
a
way,
parent, it makes
you
you feel
want to
better.
be able, yes,
Yes.
absolutely. You feel like
But you don't want
maybe
your son
there's a
sitting
chance.
there doing a geometry and sitting there on their phone or going
No.
using the chat GP. And I think that's the main thing they're worried about is all this
Yeah.
AI stuff, man.
Well, I think that we're going to have a curve here we're going to have to figure out because AI is going to make it too easy to do everything
Man.
for students. And so how do you
That'd have been bad when I was in school.
hold on, let me plug this in. It says my battery's going to die.
No, AI is wild though. Like people don't even realize how much AI is like filtered into the music world too. Like it's a whole
Yeah,
thing.
no, I mean it's filtering into everything right
Like,
now. I
some
mean,
of these things you see on TikTok and stuff, and these guys look like it's really them. I sent you one yesterday, and it's like AI talking,
Yeah.
and it looks like the people. It was LeBron James talking about Stephen A. Smith,
yeah,
and he was going off, and it looked like LeBron James, and it sounded like him, but it was all AI.
but it was all AI. Yeah.
It's wild, man.
No, it's getting wilder and wilder. I keep saying, and I swear this is going to happen. Choose your own cast.
No,
So
yeah.
you're going to go into an Amazon or a Netflix or whatever. You're going to pick your movie, and then you're going to go, yeah, I want to recast this movie.
Yeah.
And so I want to see Nick Cage as Will Smith in Independence Day.
You remember when DVDs
You know,
tried that for a minute?
when what?
DVDs was trying that for a minute.
Yeah, they did.
Sort of trying to
They kind of
Kinda
sort
try
of
to-
did
yeah.
that, yeah. But I think
the alternate endings and
yeah, they do all that. I think that that you'll be able to cast your own things.
That'd be
do
awesome.
Your own stuff.
Well, I got to think of how I can word this without letting too much out. But that may or may not already be happening on the music side of things.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
Like without saying too much, there's people that you're listening to on the radio right now. That,
Oh,
yeah. It's like it's happened.
wow.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
That's-
I know over in Japan, I think it's I think it's Japan, Tokyo. Yeah, it is Tokyo, where they have a band that's AI. That's one of the most popular bands in the country.
Who profits from that?
I would assume the creators, much like the creator of a TV show.
That's wild.
You know,
I didn't know if it was like cause you know over there, like they put on like do they not do like the K-pop?
yeah,
I didn't know if they
that kind of stuff. Yeah,
that's wild though, man.
It is wild, isn't it? I mean, when you see that a complete but it's not shocking either.
No.
I mean, it's like on Instagram. I mean, there's a lot of accounts out there that those aren't real people.
Yeah.
They're not real human beings. They look like it, they post like it, but they're not.
That's insane.
They're just created for you to follow them, you
Yeah.
know, and a lot of people do follow those personalities and like them,
That's wild.
It's just like people now starting to have relationships with some
Yeah,
of
that's what's in my mind.
the AI.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, as AI gets better and it can talk better, all of a sudden people have a friend,
Yeah.
and if you didn't have a friend, I guess it's good to have that instead of killing people.
That's very true.
I don't know, but
mean-
that's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a whole other avenue for sure.
What happens? What's after phones? Just an implant?
Like the smart glasses and stuff.
Yeah, I think the glasses. I don't know if
I think that's gonna really hit. It's just I don't think these Meta glasses are really hitting. I think the
Right.
next one that comes after this is gonna hit.
Okay.
Just like the Vision, the Apple Vision. I think the next kind of one of those, if another one, I think that'll kind of hit.
I think that we're starting to see, like I read a story yesterday where they're going to do a trial of 1,000 people with these brain-computer interfaces.
Man, that's some wild stuff.
And
I couldn't do that.
brain-computer interface, you go in, it takes a very short time, a robotic surgeon drops it down in there, and this one is to elevate your mood, to remove depression that they're going to do.
If it works, man, that's awesome for the people out there suffering.
I mean, it
I will
is
say that,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you suffer severe depression, but it is opening a lot of doors, isn't it?
You know, people are gonna take
Yeah.
advantage of that, though.
That's my thing with it is like, yeah, you like the person who's making it might be well intentioned, but once you open that door for that dude gets a hold of it, then what happens?
We're gonna
at
have
that
like
point?
Well, look, if
Marvel men and stuff, man.
yeah, let's say that you control this with your cell phone, right? Which would seem normal, right? You're probably going to give your wife your information, your login information. I'm going to tell you what, don't ever give anyone the login information to your brain interface.
No.
You never want your girl to have that because she's going to do. Listen, there's going to be a day.
Dreaming everything,
No,
man. They're going to know
gonna
all
be.
that.
Listen, you're going to start seeing her in your dreams, everywhere, man. She's going to reprogram your ass.
Man.
You better watch out.
That's wild.
Yeah, that would be wild, wouldn't it?
Make her mad. She programming you like guys or something.
But you're right. Oh no! Oh no! Why did I wake up gay today? I just want some Johnson, man. I don't know what's up. No, I did see that they're using them and already doing trials on Parkinson's patients, and the patients they have used it on said it absolutely changed their life. And I wonder about people like Michael J. Fox because I think about his advanced Parkinson's, and I'm like, if anybody should have the money to try these out, it should be him. But I haven't heard of that yet. So it would be fascinating to see if maybe, it might help someone that far out.
I've seen the people on the internet and they did it. And he was like paralyzed and he could move parts of his body a little bit.
Yeah. No, they
cool,
did.
Man.
That is true. They did a bypass on what you're talking about is a spinal link.
Yeah, that's what it was.
The person was paralyzed. They put a chip that connected their brain and spine current, and
He had like hand function.
simply by using his brain, he could start moving his arm because it bypassed the broken part of.
Now, that's
the spine.
awesome.
Dude,
They can do
that's
stuff like
wild.
that.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
That is crazy, isn't it? I mean, the next thing is you start regrowing limbs.
Well, the next thing is they make it where you have the force now, where you can just.
Oh yeah, that's coming, man. It's
Yeah.
it's going to happen. You're starting to integrate robotics into people. Somebody's going to have something like that. I mean, you're going to maybe install a magnet in your hand so you can catch a Coke can.
One of our rich guys will be flying around like Iron Man or something like that.
That happened the other day. This guy has made basically a Mark suit.
That's
an
wild.
Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
He's now selling it. Now this is in the UK, but 2 of their special forces divisions have bought them. These are Iron Man type suits. They're combat. They fly. They're jet powered.
I've seen the jets
and they're
and the
operational.
arms and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. But I didn't know they had full out suits.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, man, Iron Man is just around the corner. But you have to ask yourself, if Iron Man's around the corner, aren't the supervillains coming?
Right. What else is coming with him?
Yeah, you got to have the supervillains.
I just want a lightsaber.
You just want to what do you
I
got
do, man. Yeah,
got
that
your
would be
pizza
awesome.
with it?
No, straight up, dude. Absolutely. That's exactly what's going to happen. Dude, speaking of pizza, I got a crazy story for you.
Okay, I'm here for it.
So I ordered just a single Little Caesars pizza through DoorDash to bring them to my apartment because I had like a late night Zoom co-write that was going on. And my DoorDasher, he screwed up in the best way possible. And apparently at Little Caesars, they'll keep your order in this locked vault or whatever. You type in a code, they open it up.
Okay.
And when my guy typed in the code to get my pizza, he grabbed 3 other people's orders thinking it was mine. Yeah. And so he literally brought me, and I paid like $10. He brought me 3 pizzas, 2 orders of bread, a box of cheese bites, 2 crazy
I hope
sauces.
you tipped him.
No, I gave him a couple bucks.
Oh, what a dick. You brought me 2 extra pizzas and crazy bread. Here's a couple bucks, bitch. Don't spend it in one place. Thanks for coming by.
Dude, it was amazing. I was eating that shit for days.
I bet you were, man. I'd be so Little Caesared out after that, man.
Yeah,
I can't do all that.
It's like I lost all that weight. Now we're just working on getting it back.
Right. I fight that fight every day, bro. Some days are wins, some days are not. Yeah, that's how it is, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let me share this information with you that you need. Look, if you are thinking about the need to stop inflammation, maybe you're having a lot of pain, then maybe consider Botanical Alchemy Nutraceuticals. They're a veteran-owned company that tailors sublingual CBD recipes to your specific needs. So if you have pain relief, stress, anxiety, things of that nature, even weight loss, their custom blends are crafted to help you feel your best. Now, what happens is they will tailor that. So if you get it and you're like, I'd like to see a little more inflammation stuff in there, then they'll tweak it. You call them and they'll keep adjusting it until it's perfect for you. And then they'll just send it to you every month. Go over, check them out. BANTX.com. It's BANTX.com. And if you're going to order, be sure and put in PATP25 and get 25% off of that order.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. The cool thing about a sublingual That means you drop it under your tongue, okay? If you take CBD orally as normal, you absorb 20% of it, your body does. Sublingually, 80%. And here's another thing, too, a lot of people don't realize. Let's say you were, this is interesting. We learned this the other day. We had somebody from Good Day Farms, Chase Murphy, and we had Jerry Brummett from Botanical Alchemy Nutraceuticals here. We were talking about different things, but let's say, you smoked weed and you smoked a little too much. You got a little too high. You're a little itchy. You know what I mean? You're a little antsy or something. You can put 1 drop of CBD sublingual under. It will immediately take that away.
Really?
Immediately take that away. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that's
awesome.
That is something to know in case that you ever run into that. All right, let's talk about this then. I don't know if this is true, but it's what the study says. Everybody knows life's not fair. New research reveals how much better it might be for attractive people. A new survey asked 1,050 Americans about, I don't even want to say this phrase, pretty privilege. That's one of the dumbest things I ever heard, but okay, you get it. The idea that people who look better get more advantages, all right? According to the poll, 81.3% of people believe that attractive people get privilege at work. They believe attractive coworkers are more likely to get hired, promoted, and given raises. 2/3 said they've actually seen someone treated unfairly or talked about negatively because of their appearance. Do you think that more attractive people get more privilege?
Man, I haven't ever been in the position to wonder about that or not. I just let my tism speak for itself. You know what I mean?
No, I do. I get you on that. What about you, Chad? Do you think better attractive people get more opportunities?
Yeah, I think so.
See, I would say with ladies, that's more
Yeah,
possible.
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because you don't want to see when you go into like a business, you don't want to see somebody that don't look.
Look, if let's be honest. If you're hiring for Hooters,
Well,
you
yeah,
want the most
right,
attractive
right.
lady you
but
can
I'm just
have,
saying,
right?
like your front door person or something like that. You
Right.
want an attractive person to greet people.
No,
when
you don't
come
want to
in.
put a battle act
Right,
there.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, you don't, right? I mean, let's be honest, you don't want somebody walking and go, oh, God, is that
Like-
hair in that mole?
Right.
I mean, that's not a good
You
look
want
for the
somebody
front.
nice
Yeah.
looking girl that's going to talk to you and just be like, okay, da 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 da.
I think with guys, it's, I would argue that tall privilege is probably, I think taller people, do better for men, yeah. I mean, look at almost every president in history is tall.
Yeah.
Almost every one of them.
Yeah.
The taller you are, it's shown, that people are more likely to give you respect. And I get it. I mean, meet somebody 6'8" and think, I got a friend of mine, he owns Game Time Wraps, Bob Sarr. And he's the one that wrapped our studio for us. And I think he's 6'8". I'm going to tell you something. If he
That's a
came
ball
up,
player, man.
no, he's a mountain of a man,
Yeah.
and not fat. He's just big.
That's big, man.
No, it's real big.
Yeah.
And when he shakes your hand, you feel like a baby. So if that dude asks me for a raise, he's getting a raise. You understand what I mean? You come into my office, you can put my hand inside your palm.
Yeah.
You get a raise.
That's how it felt when I met Chad from Mudvayne.
Is he that big?
Oh, he's a big dude, and he's like,
Really?
he's cut because he's been doing the whole fitness thing and all that, man. And so, I mean, dude's like ripped.
That's so rare that you see a large vocalist. Most vocalists are petite by nature a lot of times.
I'll tell you, the tallest one is Ben from Breaking Ben. That dude is a giant, bro.
Is he really?
Oh, yeah.
How tall is that dude, you think?
I mean, I'm 6'1", and he makes me feel like short every
Oh,
time
wow.
I'm around him.
So he's got to be 6'5" or bigger.
at least. Like,
Yeah.
at least, yeah.
That's so wild because you think about like Maynard from Tool. He's pretty small.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, I remember, when I won that contest and I got to sing backup for Sammy Hagar, and I was so stoked, man. It was still one of the coolest things that ever happened in my life. But, it's one of those things where you meet somebody that you've always, so to speak, looked up to.
Right.
And all of a sudden he's like that tall, and you're like, oh, damn, man, you are a little, like, he was like 5'7" with the big giant hair, maybe 5'7". I don't know if he was that tall. He was so small, so little.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's dainty.
Yeah.
But he was cool as shit. I mean, cool guy. But yeah, every vocalist almost I've ever known in rock and roll, or at least, or smaller. Yeah. I mean, is that your experience?
It's been kind of 50-50. Like, Josie from Saliva, he's a tall guy. He's about my height. You know what I mean? And like I said, Ben from Breaking Ben, he's super tall. When I met Corey, he was a little bit shorter.
Corey Taylor?
Yeah. I mean, he's a super nice guy. We sat there and talked for Popeyes for 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Sitting there eating Popeyes with Corey Taylor, that's a surreal thing. It's me and the lead singer of Slipknot here at Popeyes, bitch.
Well, what was so funny about it was like...
Did you dip your nugget in his sauce?
Well, no, we didn't have Popeyes. Yeah, no, he was just talking about it.
I'd have sure done that too. Let me get some of that, man.
Well, what was funny was the Offspring was playing while we were hanging out. And he's best buds with the Offspring.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he was like cracking a couple jokes and all that. And then the Popeyes thing came up, and he's like, man, I'm on this new diet. My wife won't let me have Popeyes, and I'm going crazy, man, because I love Popeyes. And it was the funniest thing, man.
Isn't he kind of a workout guy too, I thought?
I don't think he is as much. Now Chad he's all in on all that stuff, and so is like Chris Daughtry and all that. He's
Daughtry. When I see him, he's always ripped up like that. I mean, it looks like he's working out a lot.
No, straight up, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's good. It's good for your look, good for your health, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So 64% of people say the pressure to be pretty is strong, admitting they feel pushed to change their natural features, like straightening their hair or wearing makeup. I don't ever feel compelled to do either of those. You ever feel compelled to straighten your hair or wear makeup?
Not usually.
Not usually. Chad?
Never.
No. Don't want to look your best for your
I'm good.
clients?
No, I'm good, man.
I have seen dudes, that's been a big trend over the past few years.
Nope.
Is seeing dudes using makeup. But I just saw, I don't remember what commercial it was the other day, but
No, I've seen them too.
It blew my mind because it was somebody who's a star, and I want to say they're an athlete or something like that. In the commercial, it's just a normal commercial. He's doing all these activities, and in one of them, he's getting his nails painted.
Yeah.
All of them.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, man, you're getting your nails painted, bro? What's going on here? And that is a new thing I'm seeing a lot of. Are you seeing a lot of that?
Yeah, in the rock world, there's a lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the new in thing is to paint your nails.
I think for some people it is. It's not really my thing. You know what I mean?
Is it? Does everybody go black in rock, or do they go? Are they getting into the pinks and shit? I mean,
it really just kind of depends on whoever. You know what I mean? I see it happen pretty frequently now. Like, I mean. Now, me, I just wear the same thing every day, you know what I mean? So I can't really do all that stuff. I want my Carhartt T-shirt and some jeans or shorts and flip-flops,
Right.
But yeah, no, you'll see all sorts of different stuff now, though.
Yeah.
There's bands like getting into the whole like wearing costumes on stage and all that stuff too.
Well, the glam's been around a long time. Look, Kiss kind of, made that Alice Cooper and Kiss made that huge, and so that's not uncommon. Just seeing, the nail polish is a new thing for me. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Of course, I remember when I got my earring that my parents thought that was insanity. Oh, no. My dad was no way wanting me to have an earring. Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I had a magnetized one I got from the mall, and I came home, and I was probably like 13. He just grabbed it, jerked it out.
Oh, really? He was pissed.
Yeah. He didn't play.
No, my dad, he was an old school dad, and he wasn't politically correct, and it was a whole different era in 1986.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember sitting at the table telling him I want to get an earring, and he said, "I'm not going to have a blank in my house," which is a gay person. He was slurring it. The funny thing was he already did. It was my youngest brother. Wrong one to worry about, Dad. No, but they got used to it, I guess, because I did end up getting it done. And I probably had earrings until I was 30, I guess. And then when Noah would try to snack them out of my ear, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I got rid of them then.
I'm fixing to redo mine.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do your own, or do you go to another piercer?
I don't know. That's the whole dilemma I'm coming up with.
Really? Now, why would you not do your own? Because of the pain?
Well, the angles, just make sure you get it.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Just to make sure it sets right and stuff like that. But I have been I've been looking at some diamonds at Sissy's.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think about putting some diamonds back in.
Okay. So just normal, just
Yeah,
a
nothing
couple
crazy.
studs or
Yeah,
something?
nothing crazy.
Okay, so you're not going to like put 6 of them on
No,
one ear
no,
or
no, no, I'm not.
run a chain from your nose to your
I'm
ear?
not going all out.
Okay, just making sure.
Just making
man.
sure.
Okay, all right. How smart do you think we are as a country?
Oof.
Yeah, that's did you hear that? Oof. That's sad, man. That's sad. But well, they just did by ranking average IQ
man.
by the country, and you might be surprised.
Probably not.
You might be surprised. So the smartest country
That's scary.
on average is China.
That's scary.
They have an IQ of 107.19. South Korea is below that, 106.43. Japan, Iran, Singapore, Russia, Mongolia, and Armenia, Australia, Spain, New Zealand, Sri Lanka, Slovenia, Canada, Thailand, Belarus, France, Serbia, Italy, Switzerland, Georgia, Malaysia, Finland. Are you noticing a trend? We're not there yet. Vietnam, Belgium, Greece, Luxembourg, Iceland, Slovakia. Then at number 30, the United States.
I believe it though. I've actually got a couple of South Korean and a couple of Russian friends out in Nashville.
Yeah.
And they do laps around me, bro. Like anytime I need help with something, I call them, man. Like they're
No,
super cool.
I think it's true. We have an average IQ of 99.74, and that's not the worst.
The Vietnam one's the one that got me though, man. Like that's
I mean, I don't mean to be stereotypical, but Asians dominated most of that.
But it's
they're pretty smart.
I'm just talking about like it's like a real poor, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what I'm getting off
Well,
of.
but you know what? If you're poor, what do you have to do except
Study
be
all the
educated?
time, man. I guess
Yeah.
so, man. That's
No, I mean,
insane, man.
and I promise you that China is not in their classrooms. They're not talking about feelings.
No.
They're not talking about all that stuff. They're not.
They're talking about math.
No, they're talking about math. They're talking about science. They're talking about things that actually will further your education, as opposed to, oh, how do you identify? And the same. I mean, look, China, South Korea, Japan, Iran, Singapore, Russia.
They don't play that game.
Mongolia, Armenia. No, I mean they're not introducing that kind of stuff. They're not playing with that.
No.
They're straight about
School,
education
yeah.
only. Now, it's not always the nicest place to live.
No.
Sometimes,
Right.
They do control everything, and most of those. Japan's not that way. My brother just came back. He lived for a year in Japan.
I want to go check out Japan at some point.
He said that it was the most amazing place he's ever been. He said culturally they were absolutely, everybody there is the nicest people in the world. They love you. They love you for being there. They celebrate you.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
That'd be cool.
He said there. Yeah, he had a great time. Matter of fact, I think he's going to, now that he's back in the country, he's probably going to be on the show next month. He's a singer by trade, a singer and a performer. That's what he was doing in Japan, as he worked for, I don't know if it's Universal, Disney, whichever one has the Harry Potter stuff.
Oh, that's Warner Brothers.
Okay, Warner Brothers. Well,
Yeah.
then I guess that's who he was working for, because he was doing something Ollivander's wine stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So he was the guy that was he would have a whole crowd there, and they did shows every so many out however long.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so
dude,
he
yeah.
would be the one. He was basically Ollivander.
Yeah.
He's the one who's finding someone to get a wand to, and going through all the wand stuff. And so it's a big performance, and it's a pretty cool thing to go to Japan to do. And he had to learn to speak in
That's
Japanese
what I was
to
just
do
fixing
it.
to say, man.
Yes,
Like, that's,
he had to learn it in Japanese.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so to go and do a performance in another language you've never spoken,
Yeah.
that's pretty wild.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing that's ever stopped me from traveling internationally more. I mean, I haven't even left the country yet, but It's the food thing. I got the palate of a 5-year-old. I got to be able to get like chicken nuggets or tenders or burgers.
You might be frightened that's not possible there.
Yeah,
maybe you just want to pack some in the suitcase. Take you a big bunch of nuggets to microwave.
That's not a horrible idea.
No.
I want to go check out London at some point. And they've got a direct flight from Nashville now to London.
Do they really?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. How long does that flight take, I wonder?
On the way out, it's 8 hours. On the way back, it's 6 hours.
Yeah. See, we want to go to Australia real bad. But 19 hours. Oof. That's a long time in the air, man. Yeah. It's like, man, how many movies can I watch? Can I take something that will knock me out that long? Because I don't know what would.
No.
Yeah.
But 19 hours is like,
that's
Jesus.
Yeah,
man, I better have a good seat. You know?
And at that point, it's worth it to like save up to just go ahead and do first class. Like if you're going to spend that much time in the plane,
I'd have to be in one of them Marriotts. You know,
I don't know how much that is. I mean, I don't know how much more that is, but it's a lot.
I want a bed where I can lay down. You want them like they're Marriotts?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I want one of them big nice ones.
That's the first class stuff. Yeah, no, that would be the way to go if you can afford it.
Yeah, if you could afford it.
Man, I don't know though. It's not cheap to go to Australia to begin with.
It makes me wish I could like call a buddy who had like a jet or something, just be like, "Hey man, can I hitch a ride with you?" You know,
right? No doubt. Yeah, that would be cool to do. All right, let me mention this very quickly. If you are in need of carpet cleaning, maybe you got pretty bad carpet stains. Have you tried A to Z Carpet Pros? Look, they're local. They get amazing results, even on tough. You may think, man, this stain's been here a while, or these are pet stains, or this is never coming out. I wouldn't say that. Not yet. Listen, let them come out. They want to prove themselves to you. So they'll come out and do 4 rooms for $119, 3 rooms for $99, or just try them on 2 rooms for $79 and see what results you get. How do you get a hold of them? Well, you go to A2ZCarpetPros.com, or you can call them 765-5612, or you can have them come by and just do a free estimate. And I'm going to tell you what, man, it more than you understand, it helps because those kind of guys get your pad cleaner too. And that's where a lot of odors and things reside is in the carpet pad. So that's why that sometimes you get the rug doctor, you can't quite get it because it's not doing enough, to get that cleaned out. So check them out, and I think you'll be happy you did. Let's do this. Let's do a song here and take a quick break. Can we? I think we can. Let's try it. We'll see. How about that?
Here we go.
Yeah. My buddy just dropped 50K. Says his new challenger will blow me away. Coming down the street, a deep Mopar rumble. Love my bro, but gotta make him humble. Yeah, you rolling up in a candy new whip, tapping on the gas, make the RPMs flip. A checkered flag appointment, I'll never be late, 'cause that bitch is rocking a super sport plate. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a Challenger, Camaro or Mustang with a big old tail, but not a one of them better than my 71 Chevelle. Yeah, chrome skull shifter ready for the push, bored out, lower snout raised up in the tush. It'll Brock and double pump Holly, off the line so fast, warps time like Dolly. Ain't nothing wrong with the Challenger, Camaro or Mustang with a big old tail, but not a one of them better than my 7-in-1 Chevelle. Whoa, yeah. We can go an eighth, quarter, or the full M. No matter what you choose, your outcome is grim. You say my baby got that old engine smell.
Oh, yeah, we are back. It is Patrick and the people. It's Monday, if you don't know. Let me just share some comments from the people. Let's see. Random question. What does Luke do for a living since he moved to now? He's a rock star.
That's right.
Tasha, what he grinds the axe. He plays tunes. He writes songs. That's what his life is. It's a dope life. Dale Martin. What's up, Dale? Mike said, it sucks being so attractive. Most women are so intimidated they won't ask me out. No, I know they are.
Mike is a pimp, man.
No, he's certainly a pimp. Let's see. Tasha said, Patrick, you're going to have to make some more songs for these intermissions. Yes, I've got some to load up, to be honest with you. Supposed to have some in today, but they didn't make it in the system for some reason, but they'll be in there tomorrow. I'll have you a whole bunch of new ones, actually. Been working on that. Been writing quite a few, to be honest. Might even throw some genres in there that surprise you. I've got some pop and some
Got just about
R&B.
every-
I've got some rap.
Rap.
I've been doing it all lately.
Your rap is fire, man.
Well,
Throw some opera at you too.
no, I don't know about that one, man. I can't do
That's
that.
about the only one I ain't got.
Sometimes, though, the AI will pissed me off yesterday. I wrote a song, and I don't know why. You know, normally you put it in and you tell it what genre to do, and it's pretty good about it.
Right.
But I ran this one through 4 different times, and no matter what, I put metal as the genre, it still came out country.
Oh, really?
It's like the AI said, "This is I don't give a shit what you tell me. This
know
is a
better
country
than you."
song, and you're going to make it country either way."
But now you know what it feels like to be a songwriter, though, because there's times you'll go in the studio and you're like, I'm going to write this kind of song. And the song, like, gets more and more fleshed out, and you're like, oh, okay, this is a different kind of song now. And
Yeah.
like, you just learn to kind of, like, just roll with it.
To
you know?
roll with. No, I finally accepted that it must be a country song, and I just accepted one of the versions and said that'll work. I'll take it. You know, I was like, I give up. I can't fight you anymore. You must be right about this.
Yeah.
I do want to say big, huge congratulations to Rich Rockwell and the Intermission.
Yes.
His new show launched yesterday on the PATP network. It's the first show we've launched on the network, and it launched to amazing success, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
He had a great audience. His videos were blowing up. Just absolutely outstanding. Now, you know, Rich is one of our co-hosts. You see him here all the time. The Intermission is a wrestling-centric program because that's what he's about. That's his life, that he owns a wrestling division. That's his passion, and apparently people really, really enjoyed it. You know, there's such a huge resurgence now in people's passion about wrestling again.
Absolutely, yeah.
It has really jumped back up. I don't know if the WWE moving to Netflix helped that. I don't know what's helping that. Maybe they've changed some things. You've got to AEW now, which is a big alternative to the WWE.
Right.
And you've got a lot of these independent leagues that are really getting traction. Like, the first 2 events that they've done, both of them here, were overwhelmingly successful. You know, Argon Brawl was a huge success, and you wondered if, because they just did another event a month and a half after, and I was like, well, I don't know, man, is it too soon? No, it wasn't too soon.
Yeah.
It was, again, standing room only. People really enjoy the entertainment, and bring your family out and have fun, and these guys, man, they put it all on the line, don't they? I mean, it is.
He was up on this thing, it's like 30 feet in the air, and he was looking like he was really going to jump off it the other day.
Yeah, no,
I was
it's
like, this dude's insane, man.
it's crazy, isn't it, man? It's fun to watch, though. I mean, it is,
100%.
especially in person. It's so much fun to watch, and
wild, man.
all those folks are nice. So on his show, he's got all kinds of wrestlers that come in. They're talking about the WWE. They're talking about AEW. I think he just landed a really, really big guest that I'm not going to name him. I'm going to let Rich do it. But I think he just bagged himself his first superstar guest.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
heck
man.
And so I'm really stoked for him on that. And so, if you get a chance, go check it out. You can find it on our videos and on our page over there.
It streams live on Sunday nights. don't
Yeah, Sunday night is when it streams live, or you can go back and watch that podcast whenever you want to, and let Rich know, hey, I really liked it, and send him some words of encouragement. So I was super excited. Mike said he was able to watch some of it. Yeah, it's good stuff. Tasha said, you may need to move to Nashville with Luke and become a songwriter. Yeah, no,
I've been telling him.
listen,
him. Yeah.
if I can, trust me, you think I wouldn't? Let me put it like that. You think given the right opportunity,
Yeah.
no, I'll go write songs all day.
Yeah.
You know, I've been a writer most of my life. That if I had to give myself any forte, it would be writing for sure.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
that's what I've done. You know, that's what the rant is. It's what, a lot of stuff is writing. Comedy sets or writing.
Yeah.
You know, so writing's first nature. And to be honest with you, I think I fell in love with music before I fell in love with anything else in my life.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
as a kid, music was to me, and it is different now maybe than then. I don't know how people feel now about it. But to me, music was my escape.
Yes.
Absolutely.
There wasn't another. I didn't have an internet. I didn't have all that stuff. So what I had was a jam box.
Yeah.
And that's where I went. That's where I hid. Was in my music. And so
Boys, Run DMC.
man, all that stuff. But I loved everything.
I
mean,
did too, man. I listened Skid Row back when I was like,
Yeah, no, I liked rock. I liked rap. I liked pop. I liked all of it. And I learned a lot of my writing through just songs, listening to songs,
Absolutely.
as a kid.
Yeah.
And liking so many different genres, I think, made a huge difference in that because they're all different in the way they approach things.
Yeah, I mean, and what you'll notice too now more than ever, man, any song that's a hit, regardless of what genre it is, whether it's on rock radio, whether it's on country radio, whether it's on just straight up just mainstream radio, like it's all a pop song. Every bit of it is a pop song, and it's just put into whatever kind of
That's really
skin.
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, you're right. It's just a different skin.
yeah. Like it's one of those, I mean, there's a formula and the formula works for a reason and you can still maintain your artistic integrity while following a formula that'll help you just bring in that many people. Like if you were to call my buddy Cody from Wage right now, who's been helping me write some of the new stuff.
I saw they're going on the road with somebody.
Yeah, they're going out with Stained and Breaking
Yes.
Benjamin and Lakeview.
Yes.
Yeah. It's funny, man, because that whole tour has like so many different homies on it. Like so Breaking Benjamin's TM is a good buddy of mine, Jerome. I just saw him last week, actually. I ran into him at a show. But I met him because I played a show with Keith from Breaking Benjamin back when I was living here in Arkansas.
Okay.
And then Wage War's going out, which I met I met Cody of Wage through Kellen. Because, Kellen and Cody are best friends. And the tune that you've heard that hadn't come out yet,
Yes.
I wrote that one with Cody and my buddy John and Kellen. And that's, Cody writes for everybody. He writes for Pop Evil, Hardy, Fallen in Reverse, Jelly Roll, like everybody.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a hit maker.
And then Lakeview's on that tour too, which, Lakeview, they're in that whole Kellen Cody circuit. And they're doing like the rock and country thing. And Luke, he's one of the he's the guitar player in Lakeview. And they were just like hanging out with Nickelback the other day.
Oh wow,
you know what
that's
I mean?
cool,
And
man.
so it's cool to see like all the homies like go out on a tour like that and have fun with it. And they're they all live in Nashville, but they're playing Bridgestone, and so I'm gonna try to roll out to the show.
But you were saying that everything's pop, and then you referred to Cody from Wage War, and you were saying,
And if you ask him, he'll tell you the same thing. He will tell you the same thing. Like anytime he walks into a right. Like he's known as the hit guy in the rock industry, and like if you were to ask him about it, like he'll tell you the same thing. There's a formula that it works, and it's one of those that if you can nail that while also like saying whatever it is that you need to say, you'll learn that songs are transactional. Like if someone's gonna take the time to listen to something, people are selfish. There has to be something that they have to get out of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where the relatability of the lyrics comes in. And then you throw in the ear candy of like the pop formula. It's a hit. It's a hit.
Yeah, no, it does make sense in a lot of ways because, just like I was talking about, I'm trying to write a rock song and it tells me it's country, but, and in the end I succumb to that. But I was fine with that too.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me, the genre, and a lot of songs, if they're well written, could be any genre, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, and people like Hardy in particular are the perfect testament to that.
Yeah.
So, he blew up because he was a songwriter for, he did God's Country for Blake Shelton. He did, I think it was Up Down that he did for Morgan Wallen. He did a bunch of the Florida, Georgia stuff. And, he was doing the songwriter thing, and then he got offered an artist deal through a label, and he sat on it for forever. And then he finally did it. And he did the country thing for a little bit, and he's still doing the country thing because that's his roots. But his roots also happens to be rock. And so a couple of years ago, he really did kind of like a trailblazer move, and he did a record that was straight up half country, half rock. It's the one I told you about the other day.
Yes,
that
yeah.
Mockingbird and Crow.
No, and I went and it was awesome because there's that one song on there and it's in the middle of the album where it literally transitions. Half of it's country and the other half is just face melting rock.
Straight up. And and part of why Hardy's been so successful, he works with a guy named Joey Moy, and Joey, he's responsible for Nickelback. So like all the biggest Nickelback stuff, like the All the Right Reasons record and all that was all Joey. And so now Hardy's with them too, and so it's awesome to see.
Yeah. Tasha said, so does Luke write songs and then sell the songs to artists or the record labels? How does that work? She's just curious, I guess, about how that works with you.
Yeah. So it's really, it's not so much like selling stuff. You know, when you get into like selling catalogs, that's more like a band,
An established band. Right,
yeah,
right.
and it's more about material that's already been out there. So they like, you know, I've got a buddy, which it's his business. I'll leave it to him. But he just sold his catalog, and it was one of those deals where, you know, it's been a real successful catalog over the years, and so another label wanted to come in and buy all that, so they just came in and bought it out. But when it comes to me, like writing with other people, what it is, you know, on the ground floor, I'll come in with them in the studio, and I'll kind of pick their brain on what they're going for. Like in Nashville, I'm kind of known as like the chorus guy for rock songs. They'll call me in to come like write the hook or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, then we'll just come
I want
in.
to be the chorus guy.
Oh, dude, I mean, you're already there, dude.
No.
Yeah.
But I want to be the chorus guy, though. But that's dope. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so, like, they'll call me in to come write and all that. And then, you know, from there, the way, like, splits and all that stuff is, it's a little bit different on each setup. But, you know, generally speaking, the rule, you know, the standard in Nashville is whoever's in the room, you just split it evenly. Like, I'm never going to be a penny pincher. I'm never going to be one of those guys.
But to answer the question, I think better is, Tasha, is that when you write a song, a lot of, and probably some people know this, some don't, but if you just doing a song, performing a song, you don't get money for. So if you perform someone else's song on an album, you'll make money on your album sales,
Right.
but no royalties on the song if you haven't written it.
Yeah, so
that's the way you get paid from songwriting typically is the royalties in a successful song. Is that accurate?
yeah, for the most part, man. Like the best way to look at a song, a lot of times people think of it as like a 100% split, where really it's a 200% split. So it breaks down into two categories. There's what's called your mechanicals, and then there's what's called your publishing. So your mechanicals is like you were just talking about, like strictly like the album sales, like physical units, all that kind of stuff. That's where that comes into play. But then the publishing is like, hey, let's say Chad's a country singer, and me and you came in and wrote a song for Chad. Chad's going to be in on the mechanicals, but if he wasn't on the writing side of things, it's going to be me and you on the publishing side of things.
And normally, I'm betting what happens is that you write a song, you hand it off to an artist who says, "Yeah, I want to do this song," and then a lot of times they'll tweak it a little bit for themselves, and then they get a writing credit as well, and that's probably pretty normal.
Oh
right?
yeah, and that's totally cool, man. You write something for somebody, but you also want them to find their identity in it too. And so, like, I'm all about you don't want to have too many cooks in the kitchen, but I'm all about what's best for the song.
Right.
So if they come up with something that's even better than what we came up with, then absolutely, I want it's one of those all boats rise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
And I want everybody to get theirs.
Well, and that's why some people, you look at, for example, Sir Mix-a-Lot. He's maybe one of the greatest examples of this. Did he have some other songs that did okay? Yeah, he did. Okay.
Yeah.
But nothing was Baby Got Back, but Baby Got Back. But that dude's made so damn much money from that one song. Because every time it plays, he gets paid.
Absolutely.
That's how it works. Every time that song plays. So whether it plays at a wedding, whether it plays on the radio, wherever it plays, he gets a royalty from every spin that happens. Spotify, Apple, doesn't matter. That's pretty accurate, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And that's why you see rock stars who do okay, but the writers a lot of times are the ones that really are getting paid over the long term.
Yeah, because the tricky thing that bands wind up like dealing with too, you hear people talk about it, but it's a real thing. The whole label deal, it can be tricky. Like signing a record deal is like getting a car.
Yeah.
you're going to get got somehow, but it's trying to mitigate
Right.
how much, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, how
So,
much
like,
am I going to take it in the shorts?
yeah, so like, I've seen it happen before where like a band signs like, a 60-40 split. They get 40, the label gets 60
Yeah.
on like a $250,000 deal. But the tricky thing is you pay the $250,000 back at the rate of the deal. So what happens is they'll give you $250,000, but they also give you an unlimited line of credit. And what they're essentially saying is your 40% is going to be used to pay back that loan. I'm going to take my 60 and then I'm going to use your 40
To pay myself
back the
back.
loan. And then once that loan is paid back, then you start getting your cut. But the tricky thing is where a lot of bands screw up, they'll tap into that unlimited line of credit and do just like huge music video productions and all this stuff and this and that.
So it just eats up all the profits.
Absolutely. That's why bands have to stay on the road so consistently, because like even though the profit margin is like razor thin, it's still really one of the only ways to, like, if you're in the label side of things,
Yeah.
to maintain it. Like if you're independent, it's a little bit different story. You own your masters, things can be a little bit better.
Yeah.
But
What and merch is big.
merch is big. Merch is also expensive to like
Yes.
invest in initially, but that's usually where bands are making the majority of their money on the road is merch.
I'm going to tell you what, man. Last time I went to a concert with Noah, and I bought a hoodie for him. Because I wanted to, but I was surprised when it was a $50. I was like,
Man, that's cheap.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and that's cheap. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they said.
Yeah.
That's cheap. A lot of them run, $80, $100 for a
Yeah.
hoodie now.
No, I
Kevin
mean
Gates.
I'm friends with bands that'll do 5 digits a night, like
Yeah.
just on the merch alone.
Just on merch.
Just on merch. Yeah,
That's wild, isn't it?
And then now there's a little bit of controversy around it because now venues are trying to get their hands on that.
Oh,
side
they
of
want a
things.
piece
Oh,
of the
yeah,
merch
they want
too.
Yeah, so yeah, they're
Might,
trying,
like they're not getting enough.
exactly. Yeah, they're trying to get into merch cuts, and now so like
Man,
a
that's-
lot of times if you pull up to certain bigger venues, depending on the size of the band, they'll try to do like a 25% merch cut, or
Wow.
I've seen up to a 40%
That's
before.
ridiculous,
Oh, it's
man. That's a
insane.
rape job, honestly.
Dude, I mean,
Man.
it's insane.
That would
some of the
piss
stuff
me
you'll
off.
see. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
but they
it's-
won't give you any of the bar, but they'll take your merch.
That's greed.
Yeah.
Tasha Mack said she spent 75 or 80 on a jelly roll hoodie.
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
telling
last
you,
show.
man.
Yeah, no, I don't believe it.
Oh yeah.
Tasha said, "Would you ever work with Miley Cyrus? She'd like to see you in a collab."
Oh, absolutely. Miley's
yeah.
got a great voice, dude. What's funny is she actually the apartment that I very first lived at when I first moved to downtown. There was a spot that's a couple of blocks away that she would hang out at all the time.
Really?
And so I've run into some of her people before. I've never run into Miley, but Miley's got a killer voice. She's matured into her sound big time. So I would totally work with her in a heartbeat.
No, I can't imagine who would turn that down.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's that big of an artist. I mean, she's at this point, she's pretty iconic.
Yeah,
I would say,
yeah.
whether you
Like
dig
her
her
or not.
vibe or you don't dig her vibe, you have to respect her.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for what she's done, because she took herself from a tween, really not even a teen, a tween
Yeah.
pop star into a bona fide artist
Oh, yeah.
that defies genre, really.
And I prefer her version of Edge of 17 over Fleetwood Mac's. Like the cover she did is so
Really,
so
I haven't
good.
heard that.
Oh, dude, it's killer. It's killer, man. I know Tasha mentioned Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
I got to give a shout out to Cody, man. I ran into him at Five Finger a couple months ago backstage at Bridgestone. I hadn't met Jelly yet, but I've met a ton of his people, and every time I run into one of his people, it's just the coolest thing ever. Like they're all super, super down to earth.
I
man.
can only imagine. I mean, it starts at the head,
Yeah.
and it goes from there. And
Right.
and that cat, every time you see Jelly, it's like Post Malone.
Yeah.
Every time I see either of them, I'm like, man, they're just out in the world doing good things.
Right.
And it's funny because they it's also it's funny to kind of get a creep into their world too, because they just live a whole different life. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I ran into Cody, and then a couple months later, I met one of Jelly Roll's buddies named Shy, and Shy is like he literally like buys Bugattis every day.
Really?
Like it's that level. Like he literally, if he sees like some crazy, just insane,
He just
expensive-
buys it.
Yeah, and it's whatever, And like every time I see the dude, like he literally, I'll show you his Instagram when we're done here. Like
Okay.
it's insane. But he's one of Jelly's people too,
Okay.
and they're just all the
That's one of his
nicest dudes.
people buying not him.
Yeah.
Just one of his people
Yeah.
buying Bugattis.
Yeah, and so
Good to be Jelly.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, bro.
No, I mean it is crazy. Did you like Post Malone's new stuff or
Oh,
no?
so good, so
Yeah?
good. Yeah, Post is a real dude, man. I haven't met Post yet, but that whole record though was just killer.
I just like that. What I like about him is he did it his way. He came out of it with his own stuff, and published himself and defied all the odds,
And it's a great record too. And he found a way to really it's still a Post record when you listen to it, but he was able to integrate all the heavy hitters in country with it. That song he did with Hardy, "Hide My Gun," is such a good song, and that Blake Shelton one's pretty solid too.
Yeah. I need to listen to the whole album. I haven't listened to the whole thing, but I really like him a lot. I do. I love people, and that's what we're seeing a lot more of. People like Jelly and Post in music, particularly, where they're more about the fans than they are about the glam.
Oh, absolutely.
Does that make sense? Is that a good way to put it? I mean, they're very fan-centric people.
Well, it's because people are seeing through it now. You know what I mean? In the world of social media, people are able to tell when someone's doing something for real when they're just doing something just for the post, for the like. You know what I'm saying? And the cool thing is in Nashville, just about everybody really is cool and genuine and down to earth. I have yet to really run into any I mean, there's always your bad eggs here and there, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, though, everyone's been super, super
pretty
cool.
down to earth.
Yeah.
And that's awesome because, you hate to see somebody that you really like and they're an asshole.
It's only ever happened once or twice.
Yeah.
In all the bands I've met, for the most part, everyone's just been super.
Do you want to spit
cool.
something out?
No.
No, that's bad form. He can't do
trouble,
that. That's
man.
bad form. I can't ask that of him. Hold on one second. Let's do this real quick.
You know what? As a real estate agent, I've seen lots of homes get caught up in probate. That's when somebody dies and they don't have a will, and the next thing you know, siblings are arguing over houses, possessions, cars, things like that. That is a nightmare you don't want any part of. You're going to need some help. You need someone with experience. You need Riggin Law. Okay, RigginLaw.com. Kristen Riggin there and her team are amazing at guiding you through this process. Look, you want to get what's coming to you, but you don't want to have to fight with everybody to get it. Just get Kristen to do the work for you. Go to RigginLaw.com. When you have questions, you have concerns about an inheritance, about anything like that, RigginLaw.com is the solution. Check them out. Have you been injured? You need an attorney with a passion for people and an obsession with justice. That attorney is Tim Reed in Little Rock. Look, they've won $1.3 million in wrongful death, almost $1 million in medical malpractice, and an insurance dispute. These guys know what they're doing, but more importantly, he's not a figurehead of some kind. He's not just some person on a poster with a picture of a rig or a smile or his dog with him. This is a real guy you can text with, you can talk to, and who will take good care of you. He'll work with you personally to get what you deserve. Check out reedfirm.com, reedfirm.com, or give him a call, 777-7333.
As long as I get fucking switched.
I don't know why that guy thinks he can curse on my station, but he does. I don't know what that's about. Welcome back, everyone, to Patrick and the People. A couple things here that I think you guys will be interested in. Just did you know that Wi-Fi was invented on accident?
Oh, for real?
Looking for black holes.
That's insane.
Yeah, no, it's true. In the 1990s, Australian engineer John O'Sullivan and his team were researching methods to detect tiny radio signals from evaporating black holes, as theorized by Stephen Hawking. And their quest to find those signals was unsuccessful. The math techniques they developed to identify weak radio waves became the foundation for modern Wi-Fi.
That's wild.
That's wild.
Yeah, man, it's one of those things you probably didn't know. Here's one more, too. Adidas and Puma were founded by two brothers, Adolf, tough name, Dassler and Rudolf Dassler. Originally, they worked together in a shoe company. It was called the Dassler Brothers Shoe Factory in the 1920s, but during World War II, tensions grew between them. They had a feud. It led to a falling out. And in 1948, they officially split. Adolf started Adidas, while Rudolf started Puma. And the rivalry was intense, even divided their hometown. People aligned with one brand or the other. And the brothers never reconciled, ever. And the companies remain competition to this day.
That kind of makes sense, though, because Puma and Adidas stuff really looks similar. You ever notice that?
It is kind of similar.
K-Swiss is all in that same little...
Yeah, K-Swiss was big in the 80s.
Yeah,
man.
that's all in that same little niche, I think, man.
But I think you're right in a way. That's a good point. It is similar. I like Puma, though. They're comfortable as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The
what-
Adidas got them on the windbreakers. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. On
Stripes down the legs.
Yeah.
More on them and
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't know. I guess Adidas won. They're probably more
Oh, yeah.
successful
That's
than
a
Puma.
corn
Don't
song.
you think? Yeah, well, I mean, hell, it was Run DMC's
Right,
trademark.
right.
You know, are you a shoe guy, or do you have loyalty to any kind?
No, I mean, I usually just either I'm wearing boots or flip flops.
Okay.
It's like real.
What kind of? What do you wear? Like cowboy boots? You mean?
Yeah, like I'm usually like an Ariats kind of guy.
Okay.
That's
now
not
what?
cheap,
is
though.
Ariats, is that a good brand?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I usually have a couple different pairs of them. So I have like my pair for just running around town, or like, you know, if it, going somewhere nicer, like the Opry or something
Yeah.
like that, or the Ryman. Then I got the nice pair for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm usually like a boots guy.
So when you do stage, do you wear boots for stage?
Yeah, but those are just my normal running around boots, depending on the venue. Now,
Okay.
Like when I went and did, there was an award show at the Opry that I was nominated at a few years back, and I wound up taking one home. And when I went up on stage, I was wearing some boots then and all that.
But you don't wear your better boots to perform because what, they'll get tore up?
Yeah, and you know, it's all about the vibe too. Like if it's gonna
Yeah.
be like, you know, like let's say I was playing a show here in Arkansas. If I'm playing the hall or something like that,
Yeah.
it's not going to be like the fancy boots. It's going to be the rough 'em up boots. You know
Right.
what I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Because what about you? Now I know you're a Jordan guy, right? That's your shoe choice.
Yeah.
Do you have any non-Jordan sneakers?
Yeah. I got Jordans, Dunks. I got some Air Force Ones. I got a little.
Non-Nike. Do you have any not Nike
No.
shoe?
No.
So you don't have any
Well,
Reebok?
I do rock some Adidas.
Some Adidas?
The Superstar Adidas, yeah.
Are they high tops or the
Tops,
three stripe?
it's the three
The
stripe.
three stripe, like the
Yeah,
Run DMC
yeah,
type?
Yeah, just like that.
It's kind of like the Air Force Ones before Air Force
Right,
Ones,
right,
really,
right.
weren't they?
Yeah.
They kind of were. I mean, everybody in the 80s, that was the shoe to put
Yeah,
on until
yeah.
Nike
That was the
came
white
out.
shoe that you wore back then.
Yeah, until Nike hit that Air Force One, and then everybody jumped on that.
Reebok was a big one that's a sleeper everybody sleeps on now.
Oh, well, you can get Reebok now at Walmart.
But back in the day,
No, it was huge
yeah,
in the
Reebok
day.
was
Reebok
huge.
and Nike
yeah,
were,
they were right there for a long time.
no, they were like
Yeah.
heavyweight boxers
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
fight it out, and then I
Yeah.
guess Nike finally won.
Reebok was winning the whole running shoes, and Nike was more of like a basketball shoe, and then Nike just took it over.
You'll
Yeah.
see where you can buy those Nikes from Back to the Future. That'll like sell.
Oh
for-
yeah,
Yeah.
man, they're
The
not cheap,
mags,
but
the
you
mags.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll tie themselves. It's
I've
dope.
had the
Yeah.
shoes that tie themselves.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I sold them. I outgrew them, but yeah, I had some. That
you outgrew them.
Yeah, I had self lacing. I don't want to talk about it. I got older and my foot grew, man. Like
Really?
Yeah, man. I went from a 10.5 to 11 when I was in my 30s.
Really?
That's wild.
That is wild,
Yeah.
man.
So I had to.
I had that same thing happen, but it wasn't my
I
feet.
knew you were gonna say that.
What?
I tell you, if I was ever going to get a pair of Jordans, though, you can't hardly find these because only 30 pair of them were ever made.
The ones.
But no, it's the ones that Zach from Shinedown made for their Attention record.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, there was only 30 pair of them ever made, and if you go on StockX, they're like for just an absurd amount of money.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, they have to
30
be.
pairs made. They're
Yeah.
probably $20,000 shoes.
Yeah, no, they're damn sure not going to be cheap. You know that. I mean, no, hell no. Those aren't going to be cheap. All right, let's talk about this very quickly here. This is about health and foreign medicines. And a lot of times, my wife and I, we do disagree about this because she'll go in and I'll get so mad because she'll go throw medicine out because it's past the date.
Oh man.
And I'm like, wait a minute, don't just do that because a lot of that stuff, that's an arbitrary date on there.
Right,
It'll
right.
last a lot longer than you think,
Yeah.
But taking expired medication can be a challenge. Dr. Jamie Wynn, a pharmacist and director at Universal Drugstore, said that some of them could do serious damage. While it can seem harmless, you can put your health at risk if you're unaware. So he revealed which are least likely to do damage and the 4 drugs that are most dangerous to take past the date on the label. Okay? So plenty of people have popped an Advil or Tylenol past the use-by date on the label without any negative side effects. And he says that over-the-counter things like ibuprofen, acetaminophen, antihistamines are safe even after their expiration date. He said the risk is not toxicity, which can happen during the breakdown of some serious medications, but he said sometimes the older they get, they can become less effective, less potent. But he said that being said, the lack of potency may encourage people to take more than advised. That could be a problem. But he said with some expired drugs, there are dangers. So antibiotics, he said, should always be taken as prescribed, never consumed after expiration date. Certain types, like tetracycline, can grade so much that if they're consumed past the expiration date, it could cause kidney damage. So if you're like me and you're like, well, I've got antibiotics left and I may need them in the future, so I'm going to hold on to them, which I have done many, many times. I'm not even going to lie to you. I have done that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not a good idea. It says if they've lost effectiveness, they may not wipe out the bacteria, which leads to a worse infection, especially with liquid antibiotics, which can become contaminated once expiration is passed. Ultimately, said you shouldn't really have extra antibiotics in your house, and I'm real bad about that. Heart medicine, more serious meds, more serious consequences if not working as intended. Heart medicines like nitroglycerin lose their potency over time, and that's a problem for people with heart conditions, obviously.
Yeah.
Insulin, another one that can be dangerous taken past its expiration date. Said those with type 1 diabetes rely on that to regulate blood sugar. Once expired, it may not effectively do that and can cause hyperglycemia, which can be real serious. The other thing he said that is dangerous, caution against using EpiPens past their expiration date. That could be the difference between life and death. He said if it starts to degrade, it may not be able to produce the life-saving effect needed. So those 4, EpiPens, insulin, heart medication, and antibiotics, they say don't hold on to those. Don't take them past the expiration date. So I guess I should admit my wife's right, and I shouldn't be taking those antibiotics after the fact. I don't like saying that out loud, by the way. It bothers me profoundly to even say it. So let's do this so we can get that out of here. Yeah.
The song sounds familiar.
I don't know.
Banger.
Let's see.
Listen up now, I'll tell you a story. Without a doubt, it's kinda gory. It's the worst news you could ever hear. Things just like this make you fear. Lying lunched on a dumb guy's knee, or a big hard rock drowning some money. Why you laughing? Why you laughing? This shit ain't funny.
It might be funny, Luke. It might be. If looks could kill, It would apparently be by biting. A blind Canadian man named Brent Chapman underwent a tooth in eye surgery to restore his vision. The rare operation involves using a person's tooth to support an artificial cornea. That process is in 2 stages. First, you remove a tooth shaped to hold a tiny lens. It's implanted into the cheek to develop a blood supply. After a few months, this tooth-lens combination is then transplanted into the eye, which allows light to enter and restore sight.
That's wild.
So Chapman, who lost his vision due to something called Steven Johnson syndrome, had undergone 50 surgeries in 20 years.
Dang.
So he's hoping this procedure will finally help him see again. Could pave the way for a lot more if it works. This is going on in Canada, but that's pretty weird to put a tooth in your eye.
That's really weird.
That's wild.
Isn't it wild, though? All right, listen to this. Everybody's probably thought about this at some point. Kid's kind of brave, actually, but dumb, as kids are. An 8-year-old Bolivian boy wanted to be Spider-Man, so he allowed a black widow to bite him.
You know what? I respect
man.
it. I
Yeah,
respect
no,
the
you
commitment.
have to respect it. I mean,
Yeah.
he was committed to it, right? But after the bite, he captured the spider in a glass, went home, soon started feeling ill, of course, experiencing body aches, muscle contractions. He's currently in stable condition. He is in the hospital, but he's getting anti-venom treatment.
So no spider tingles.
Well, I know his spidey senses did tingle. I imagine a lot of things tingled after
That's
that.
horrible though, man.
Well, I mean, I get it. I mean, who doesn't want to be Spider-Man? That'd be the dopest thing ever, you know?
That's still my favorite Marvel series to this day.
Man, you know what? That and X-Men were my favorite, but I loved Spider-Man. He was relatable,
Yeah.
and he was a smartass.
Yeah.
And the smartassness was
Yeah,
my favorite.
yeah.
You know, every time he would get in a fight with the Green Goblin or Hobgoblin or Lizard, he'd be cracking
Talking
one-liners.
smack.
Yeah, talking shit the whole time. And that's why I liked him that much. Same reason I liked Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know, Wolverine talked a lot of shit,
Yeah.
backed it up. In the comic, it's weird, though, because you think about Wolverine now, everybody just thinks Hugh Jackman because he became Wolverine. I mean,
Right.
for God's sake, he's practically is Wolverine
Right.
now. But he's like 6'4".
Yeah.
Wolverine in the comic book is 5'1",
Yeah, he's
5'2".
shorter, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's tiny.
I love seeing comic accurate Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine. Have you watched that
That's
movie?
awesome.
Yeah, that is great, isn't
It
it?
was so good.
Deadpool and Wolverine is top
Yes,
notch,
yes.
man.
Oh, absolutely.
It's absolutely a banger. I love that shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Ryan Reynolds did great work with Deadpool.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm hoping to see him in some of these bigger.
Yeah.
I think they're incorporating him into some of the bigger Marvel universe.
Oh, they are.
With this upcoming stuff, and that would be awesome.
Yeah, he's going to be in the next Avengers.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping he would be. All right, a 12-year-old boy in the U.S. has suffered irreversible vision loss after years of eating only hamburgers, donuts, and similar foods. Doctors diagnosed him with avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. That's a condition that led to severe nutrient deficiencies and caused permanent blindness. It's an eating disorder marked by extreme food selectivity, resulting in serious health complications. You must have some predisposition to it because I swear to God, I just read my diet. And my vision is not great, but I ain't blind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
like, man, makes me think maybe I should change my diet. Am I going to go blind? Is it too late for that? I don't know, man. Every burger I eat, if I lose vision, maybe I would change my diet a little bit.
Well, it reminds me of a story I saw the other day where someone ate like 200-something chicken nuggets from McDonald's, and like nugget 227, they became paralyzed. And the first comment was, so we know the limit's 226.
226, yeah. No, that's right. 226 is what did it.
Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit earlier, but Kimberly Birch, the fiance of the frontman of the heavy metal band Faster Pussycat, tamed down, fell to her death from a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. Now they now have the video, but TMZ had reported she fell to her death after getting into a heated argument with Down. So we now know that she jumped. But basically, she committed suicide. They did recover the body in the water. She was a nice-looking lady and everything.
Yeah.
You know, Birch was accompanying him and Pastor Pussycat on the '80s cruise, a nostalgia-themed trip that had performances from Squeeze, Adam Ant, Tiffany, Men at Work. The incident took place on the first day of the 7-day round trip set off from Miami. Now, the question is, did it ruin the trip for anybody else? Or did they just keep rocking?
Oof, that's a tough.
Day one, they're like, no, it's first day. We're not, we're blowing this off. We're going to rock. Let's keep rocking. Men at Work said, we don't care. We're Australian. But they reported that Birch had been drinking while aboard the ship, firmly maintained that she was not struggling with depression. But how drunk are you to jump off if you're pissed? I mean, that is some kind of drinking right there.
Man.
I mean, I've drank a lot of stuff in my look. I've probably drank as much as a human being can drink.
Yeah.
At certain points, I've been as drunk as I can be, blackout, pass out, all that.
Yeah.
I never thought, I just want to jump off this
No.
cruise ship.
No.
And trust me, if you're on a cruise ship, 90% chance if you're an adult, you're drunk.
See, I've never been on a cruise. I want to go on one so bad.
Yeah, no, they're a lot of fun.
And at night, when you on the deck and you look back and it's nothing, like it's a whole other level of darkness. Like who would want, like, nope.
It's the weirdest. It is the most creepy, weird thing
man.
to stand on a cruise ship at night
Yes, it
and
is.
just look out there because you can just only imagine
What
what's
the
in there.
hell's underneath
Yeah.
the water?
Yeah, and it's no,
Not
I feel
good, man.
no, I'm too terrified to do that.
No, hell no.
I'll tell you what I want to do, man. My buddy Eric, he plays bass for Tantric, and they they played Creed Cruise last year, and he's playing Creed Cruise again.
Oh,
this
really?
year.
Yeah.
And he was telling me some stuff about it and all that, man. I want to go on Creed Cruise.
No, it's got to be dope to do that. Look, taking a cruise is so much fun. I mean, I've done several of them now, and you get a lot of bang for your buck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
You know, if you want to go to several places on a lower cost, that's the way to do it. And you go to each place, each stop, you have a lot of fun. Be even doper if you have music that you like on the ship.
Yeah. Is it true though that it's like 24/7 free food?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. If you go on a cruise ship, you
Right, we was talking about Guy Fieri.
eat what you want when
Man,
you want,
yes.
as much as you want. It doesn't matter. I thought that I was sure the people at Guy Fieri's were going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Because they were seeing me
I was-
very often.
Man.
And I started learning. See, what you don't know the first time you're on a cruise ship is that I just took the Guy Fieri's burgers as they were shown. I didn't realize you could do doubles. You could do this.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was the
yeah,
next time.
yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, shit. No, double it up. Double triple bacon.
Double the fries.
Yeah, let's go. Let's
See
do.
you pull it.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I was killing them. I was like, my wife's like, do you want to go onto?
Nope.
You want to go on the excursion? Nope. I'm going to be at Guy Fieri's.
So this reminds me then, whenever you come to Nashville, there's a spot that I got to take y'all to.
Okay.
So it's called Burger Fi.
Burger Fi.
And what I do, I get a burger patty, a chicken patty, bacon, and cheese all on the
Oh.
same thing, dude. And they melt it down, man.
Oh
It's
man,
so
that sounds
good.
that
That
sounds
sounds good.
a little beef and what is it?
Mm-hmm.
What is that beef and what do they call the? Because you have surf and turf.
Surf and turf, and then it's
So what's chicken then?
I forget what they call it.
It's
Beef and bird.
beef and beak or
Beef
something.
Yeah,
and
beef and beak. That works. That'll work. Beef and beak. I'll go with it. That sounds interesting, man.
So fun fact, the first time I had that was the day that we were recording Villain with Kellen.
Oh,
So
really?
I had to wait a little bit longer in the day to eat because we were tracking the mainline vocals that day,
Yeah.
and I couldn't mess up my throat too much.
By the way, I'm glad you mentioned what you just said. I don't know why it jogged my memory, but it did. Go over to the Patrick and the People page. You can go to my Facebook page. And our good friends, Natal over at Dark from Day One, they just dropped a banger.
Yes.
I mean, it is a straight smash.
No, straight up. Yeah, they killed it with this one, man.
Yeah, no, it's top shelf. You got to check this song out. It's really, really, really good. Go over to the Patrick and the People Facebook page. Go to my Facebook page. Go to the Dark from Day One Facebook page. Go to Luke Shoemaker's Facebook page.
Yeah.
Is it on yours?
I'm fixing to share it. I shared
Yeah.
some of the stuff earlier this
Yeah,
week.
so pretty much anybody around here's Facebook page and find that song because it is a straight, I mean, it's good. It's, You're in trouble, bro.
Oh, well,
That was the Aztec death whistle.
oh man, if they're
He is
looking
in
for
the
a problem,
building.
I'll help them
No,
find it.
they're
You know what I mean?
they're coming for you, bro. You're
Yeah.
toast, man. It's over now.
Oh, here we go.
All right, guys. Listen, I actually have to cut out just slightly early today, and I'm sorry, but that's just how it has to be. I do want to say a big thank you to Luke Shoemaker.
Oh,
coming in and
always,
hanging
man.
out with us
Yeah.
today.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, that's my bro right there, and my brother Chad right here. Two good people. Make sure you're following them on social media. Chad, if they want to come and get a bonus hole, how do they get a hold of you?
501-269-5148. Give me a call. I'm in Conway at 1008 East Oak.
That's
Suite
right.
104.
Yeah, he'll put a bonus hole wherever you want, almost. And Luke, if people want more of your music, they do. And he can say, "Google me, bitch." I know, but how should they most efficiently get there?
So for just following my personal socials, if you go at Luke Shoemaker Music on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. For Vantage Ruins, it's at Vantage Ruins on Facebook. Oh, I forgot to speak English. At Vantage Ruins on Facebook and Instagram. One quick thing I want to plug super quick before we go.
Yes, no, you got time.
So my first major label cut as a writer comes out this Friday.
Hell
It's
yeah.
Fury by my dudes in Via Sky. Also this Friday, my good buddy Blake, he's launching his band Exodus. I helped him write a whole record last year. And the first single off that record, Matrix Life's dropping this Friday.
So will you share those with me so we can put them on our blog and share them out to everybody too, and share that? We want to.
No, absolutely. And then one other thing, one of the biggest announcements of mine and Alex's music career is coming in just a couple weeks with Vantage. We're announcing something crazy. New music coming this May and June for Vantage Ruins. It's all about to kick off in a real big
Man,
way.
I know what's
Yes,
coming.
I do too.
I'm so excited, and you're going to be
Yes,
excited
yes.
when you see what's coming with
Yes.
these guys. It's just wait, Tasha.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
wait, Tasha,
wait.
Mac.
It's coming.
Because you ask what he does. This is what he does. He bangs out hits. That's what the guy does.
Yes.
By the way, Tasha did say, thank you, Luke, for answering my 100 questions.
Oh, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
All right, everybody. Listen, hope that you guys have a great day, and we'll be back tomorrow, okay?
Peace.
See y'all.
Late.